It didn't connect to nothing. What the fuck is going on? Hello.
Hey,
Hey, can you hear me?
yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So, what do you think about the prompts I have for tonight? Do you agree, disagree?
Disagree.
Okay. Anything in particular?
I disagree with them all.
Okay. Let's start with number one, right? I generally believe that women are more or just as violent and abusive as men. So why would you disagree?
Because I don't agree with that. I think men are definitely more violent than women.
What
I
makes
mean,
you think that?
and it depends on like what. Like, I get, yeah, when it comes to children, we have higher cases of violence. But when it comes to like man on woman violence or, assault, men are definitely taking the fall for that, for sure.
Okay. Well, here's my kind of counter to that, right? So I was recently looking at statistics, right? And I have a like. Let me for I say there's certain studies, right? There's certain studies that I've seen, not every study, but there's certain studies that have shown that let's say 70% of one-way non-reciprocal abuse is committed by women against men. Okay, about 70%. Now that's certain studies, so that kind of helps enforce my viewpoints. There's also, let's say, hypothetically, 43% of lesbian relationships experience more physical violence, while only 35% of, let's say, heterosexual women receive, let's say, they get physical violence. So I kind of use these studies, and you can use personal anecdotes, which I believe you would probably do as well, to say that I think that women are in general, and again, I'm not saying extremely more than men, but in general, more violent, more abusive. And I just think that how we have society, women and men don't necessarily view, any woman hitting a man as all that abusive. But in general,
I think that
still, you lay
I
your
feel
hands
like
on a man, it's
your
abusive.
statistics are I know what statistics you're talking about. For one of the things you said about the woman on woman, I feel like that's I guess what you're talking about specifically is violence in relationships, and those statistics are only going to be talking about women in America. If you take that outside of America, the violence is like I can't
We're
even
going to stick to
explain
America only.
how
I
I can't
don't.
even
Do
explain
we
how
not live in
bad it
America?
is. And if you also take it out of relationships, it's even worse. Specifically, when we're talking about human trafficking, men are violent. They are
I'm
violent.
not
Like
saying men
you're
aren't.
specifically talking about
Again,
relationship. That's not.
but
So
again, I'm
they
not saying
moved the
men aren't.
goalposts.
Yeah, I'm not saying men aren't violent. I agree. Men are crazy violent, right? But we create a society where it's like we automatically think men evil, women good. Well, I'm just saying that we're no better than each other. That's at the very
I
least,
can
we're
I
no
can get
better
what
than
you're
each other.
saying. Yeah, I can agree with that. Yes, women are just as capable of being violent and stuff like that. But if we're gonna talk, like, if we're really talking about statistically and take it out of just relationship violence, men are definitely more violent than women. It just is what it is.
Well,
Hi
well,
guys, how are we?
first I want
I'm
to
doing good.
what's up? I just want to go one on one a little bit with what is it, Nana, for the first question.
Absolutely.
I view that, okay, here's my, again, this personal point of view, that yes, because men have the physicality, but here's my own, it's my own conspiracy theory, right? So we have a lot of cases where, yes, men doing violence against other men or whatever, but I believe this is a personal thing where we don't talk about, maybe a lot of these cases women might point a man at another man, or maybe even another woman. I've seen plenty of cases, heard plenty of cases where if a man slighted a woman, she's going to say, I'm going to call my dad, I'm going to call my boyfriend, my brother, my cousin. So yes,
Yeah,
I'm not,
because she
again, I'm not saying
can't
men aren't
fight the
violent,
man. She's not stronger than him. What is she
but
gonna do?
but
Go
that
one on one with the man?
that kind of reinforces my thing that women are just as or equal to men's violence,
He's
but they
not
just do it a
stronger than
different
y'all,
way.
though. Y'all
Right?
are
I don't
scientifically stronger than
disagree.
him.
I don't disagree. But it's like, again, right? It's the idea, right? Women, their violence, their abuse is gone through different lens, right? So my thing is that, yes, you could say that, yes, men are more violent, but I think women are just as violent, but we don't view it the
May
same because
I?
women go about it differently.
May I?
Go ahead, Ryan.
I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying.
Well,
Yeah.
so like I'm coming in here and I thank you for letting me come into here. So the way that I believe, we're both equal. We both do wrongs in different ways. So to say that one is more violent than the other, it's not necessarily that. What it is one goes more methodical than the other one. And so what it is the way you think. So we're not attacking people. We're not looking at anything like that. What it is we're looking at history and what has happened. So what we can do as a collective is we can all look at everything and cross-reference. So let's look at things instead of it just being a debate on I believe this, I believe that. So go off of facts. And then that in turn will give us an understanding of each other.
Okay, I mean,
Can I respond to
go
Nana?
ahead, go ahead.
Absolutely.
So relationships are included within where violence is perpetrated. So by saying like we're not talking about relationships, we're talking about in the
Right.
whole masses and like in general, which in general includes relationships. You can't
Duh.
just disregard a whole study based on DV within a household and a family unit just because it doesn't paint your pretty picture
I'm not
of men
disregarding
are
it,
the
but
most
even
violent.
with counting relationship violence, men still are more violent than women statistically. Even
I,
counting it.
Statistically,
Statistically, you guys
I
still are more
believe
violent in
the
other cases.
I
So
believe
even counting those
the
relationships.
exact number was like it was like what 70% of women in relationships consent uh hold on 70% of women in relationships commit non-reciprocal violence or somewhere around there.
yes.
And also in terms of the children, um women are more than likely to unalive their children due to neglect.
Yes, agreed.
Okay.
So we can't just sit right here and say all the bad things that happen are men.
It's not, but it's just more. That's all I'm saying.
Well, so let's go back to the
Really, just
topic at
all I'm
hand.
saying.
Like
May I?
they're
May I?
like they're yeah, go ahead.
So let's go back to the topic at hand. So saying that men are more violent than women and stuff like that. Well, so what did men have to do? Like when it comes to war, the draft, everything like that, we're we're kind of bred in a way that where violence can, not talking about relationships, not talking about any of that, but the way that we're bred is to defend and to protect what?
Exactly.
Question mark.
So you can't disagree. Even when it comes to war, and
Question mark.
88% of men commit
Why do we do that?
unalive more. 88%. Not even half. 88 is coming from a man. So yeah, you guys, it just is what it is. I mean, you are
No.
more violent. It's just,
Hey,
it is
No,
what it is.
no, that's not what
what
this is.
percentage
Yeah,
of
but
men in the
doesn't
U.S.
72%
are
of men
actually
kill themselves
responsible
though?
of the?
Mental health.
Yeah,
Well,
they
see,
do.
this all
They even
external
commit
stuff's
more on themselves. There you
all
go.
external
Another
stuff's
Hey, host. How
Yes,
much?
yes.
How many men within the U.S. are responsible for those violent crimes?
It's about
Like percentage
about a
wise?
about 400,000
So
compared to the population of men being 160 million. It's a drop in the bucket.
yeah, like less than 1%, and yet
But
all
again,
of us are put in the
my
same.
pure argument, right? I'm not discounting
90%
that
of
men are
all
violent.
violent offenses are committed by men. 90%.
Yeah, but again, it's a small
Yeah,
percentage.
but
It does,
the
well, it's
man
not
in
more
that
than women. Your argument was
the
trying to
man
say
in
we're
that.
just ass. It's not more. You're not just
Yeah,
ass.
but
I
this,
feel like
but
I'm the only
again,
one
right?
The
here trying to
numbers aren't
argue.
Here's
matching.
where I'm. No, but this is where I'm put my argument. Right, is that we probably we don't interpret women's violence, women's abuse in a different way. Because,
Because you
like I
guys
said,
are
Right.
just more violent. It just is what it is.
yeah,
You guys
but
are
you
literally,
might
that's
view
just
it in a
what it is.
different way, right?
It's not.
Like you
Not
said,
in a,
men are stronger, men are
okay.
this, so you might
Let's
view
talk about
How are you going to
women's
say it in a
violence
different
in a
way when
different way.
women can commit crimes too? We can go and unalive someone too. We can go and assault someone too.
But you,
Women are
but
capable of doing that.
but
let's move
you
away
literally
from
said,
like
right, when we talk
unalive and
about if
assault. Like
Yeah.
No,
so
we're not
Let's
moving
listen
away.
to
You
both.
said violence. That's
can
the
I say
topic.
something real quick?
Don't try to
Host.
move it away because you told me not this. You told me not to, so you can't
I
do
tried
that.
what I was saying. I got interrupted. So
I'm not moving away. I'm moving on
Okay.
to like another violent crime,
Oh
which is
yeah, we can do
great.
another. Yeah,
Yeah, which
I
is
or
got
y'all
great.
can
interrupted.
answer. Everyone,
So
all the
when
men
when
can answer.
a large part of society still believes that women cannot grape, and we see it
They
in the
can.
schools. We like we see it on the news. A grown ass woman taking advantage of a high school boy or a middle school boy, and it's not viewed as grape. It's viewed as sexual misconduct, which is a lesser
Yeah.
charge.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yep,
don't have the
that's
same
true. That's a
rules
good
for
one.
men as they have for women because
True.
equal rights is whenever it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, and that just proves women do take advantage of children more. Why, you may ask? Because people take advantage of people that are weaker than them. That's why men take advantage of women more, because
All
women are
right,
weaker,
human
and women
nature.
take advantage of children because children are weaker. People take
No,
Human
advantage
but
of
nature.
people.
It's not male
here's the thing. What
female.
I
It's
want
human
us to
nature.
like.
It's human, like
What,
it's not. It's a human.
It's
It
not
is
male or
like it's not
female.
human nature. No, it's not. But
No, it's completely across the board. It's not male or
humans are
female. It's
capable of
equal.
great good and great evil.
Yeah, it's equal. Women do as
They
much
are
as
there are
evil
I
as
plenty
wouldn't
men
say
do
of
in
take. I wouldn't
crimes.
say
women
assault is human nature. I
serial
wouldn't.
unalivers in history. Not as much as men, but they are there.
We're
They're
Like
not
there.
Yeah,
attacking.
but
Exactly.
serial
That. Thank
killers
you.
and
Thank you. That's
killers.
all I was trying to
We're
say.
not attacking. That's like
We're
let's
proving
yeah,
a
yeah,
take
point.
responsibility.
but like
We're
yeah,
equal.
women
For
are
real.
just as capable of being as violent and abusive as men.
Yes, I
Yes,
But
totally agree
we
with
they
are.
that.
We
They
normally
are.
are.
Yes.
Well,
do it to like the people that they can do that to, because not all the time that they are going to be able to do that to a man. I
women do
mean,
things behind the
Right.
scenes.
yeah,
And plus women
they
don't get caught all the time
orchestrate,
either.
and like we also can't forget about the women that kind of orchestrate men to do their bidding for them,
Every downfall
which
of
Right.
a
also
single
adds
kingdom that's
to
ever
the
happened.
man statistic of being
Well,
more
I don't know
violent,
because
even
more
though
women go to
behind the
jail for a
scenes.
man than men do for
Well, it
women.
doesn't
So I just
matter.
don't.
It's not man or woman. It's we're here together. Like,
well,
why
okay, you
can't
know
we
what?
Yes,
understand that?
equality is crime.
Well, the prompt right
Yeah,
now
she
is
keeps
kind of
going a
man
circle
and
around. She
woman.
keeps going around the answer.
It's
Not giving
no.
facts.
I
What
mean, we
answer?
heard
I mean,
each
if
other.
the fact.
We heard each other's point of view. So I mean,
Yeah,
I guess we can move on to number two, right? Since you disagree with
Okay.
number two as well. why women
Yeah, I
leave
disagree with that
majority of
one.
the time is because of boredom, selfishness, not because he is a bad boyfriend or husband. Now I use, and this is how I view it. I use honestly our data, right? Divorces. We don't really have data for relationships, but we have data for marriages, right? So number one reason for women leaving marriages is usually irrevocable differences, and under that, the category is usually lack of communication, right? Or it's a bunch of other little things. Not cheating, it's not finances, which is cheating and finances is a big part of divorces, but number one
Yes,
reason
it
is
is.
usually lack of communication, which is probably
which
women's
is
way of
also
talking
50-50.
about
So
boredom. They want something different, things like it, fell out of love. So what would you think?
So what was it? Rename your statistics again. I'm sorry.
Number one reason for divorces, right? Number one is irrevocable differences. Now you could say people on when you're telling about when you're saying the reason for divorces, you could say cheating or finances. Majority of the time, women choose, which women are the ones who predominantly file for divorces, is irrevocable differences, not cheating, not finances. And usually under irrevocable differences, it's usually lack of communication, right? That's probably one of the top reason. But and this is my own, and this part is my own interpretation, which I view it as usually it's boredom. She fell out of love with him. She doesn't have the spark anymore. She wants something different. The grass, she wants a different life. So that's how I view selfishness
grass
and
is
boredom.
greener. That's what he's about to say. Grass is greener.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
bad
much. But I
communication
mean,
and all that stuff, I feel like that goes into you being a bad husband. That's just personally how I feel. If you're
Well,
what?
getting bored,
well,
if you are
so
switching up,
Also,
yes, it
ma'am,
with
does.
the
If you have bad
Wait, please,
communication,
guys, please let her finish her thought.
yeah,
in
yeah,
my
absolutely.
opinion,
So
if you
I'm
do
so
have
sorry.
bad communication, and from what I seen, I didn't see what you said, although that could be true, but I did see finances as being one of the number one reasonings. I don't know. Maybe
It's
we
a
look.
top three. It's top three. But number one reason is irrevocable differences.
But
Yes,
even
cheating
then,
and
that being the
finances is
top
top three.
three, I feel like it's men are just bad husbands because it's a universal experience. Women divorce men three times as much as men divorce women. That is universal. Not everybody can't be lying.
Mm,
Everybody's not lying. Y'all
mm,
just bad husbands. It just is what it.
Okay. Can I say
But
something real quick? Can I say
what?
something real quick?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Nana, you said men are bad husband, right? You said the men are bad husbands, right, Nana?
Yes, if you're getting divorced three times as much, yes, you're probably a bad husband.
Okay,
was a
okay.
man get out of divorce?
Okay.
Okay,
Wait, Ryan, let me cook. Ryan, let me cook.
let's not cut each other off.
Plus, women
All
deal
right,
with
let me
more
cook.
financial problems after divorce.
Wait.
Not only
Yeah,
are they
now
they don't care about the money,
wait.
they divorcing.
Let's LOL go.
All right, so Nana, you said that. Okay, she basically said that men don't do their jobs well in marriage, right? Well, majority of women get divorces. Same sex marriage with with females and females are 72% likely to get a divorce. Man and man, they're staying together. They are 7% likely to get divorced.
You can't count that because that's not heterosexual relationships. If we're
Oh
talking
But
about
wow.
a
a
can count
man
as
and woman,
relationships though
if we're
towards
talking about
marriage
a
though. You can
man
count
and
as
woman, y'all are
percentage.
getting divorced more. If we're talking about man and woman, we're not
It's
talking
normally the
about
woman that wants the
LGBT
divorce.
relationships. That's not.
What are you talking about? Woman and woman
Okay,
get divorced
but what he's
more
trying
But
to do,
than
that's
right?
woman and
Wait,
woman.
wait.
That's not man and woman. That's not.
Money.
That's
I get
woman and
it,
Y'all
woman.
but
get
you got,
That's
everything.
but
literally woman and woman.
yes,
Y'all
yes,
get the
but
whole
you
house,
got.
get the whole
Sometimes
kit and
none
caboodle.
of these. Wait, guys, none of these studies are like in great detail. So a lot of this, right after we hear the numbers, we're trying to make up our own viewpoints. So
can I say something?
one of let's say for the men's side, what they see is okay, fine. You don't get clear detail why, right? You said bad husband, but like on the other side, we view okay, fine. If it's really the men's fault, okay, let's view it if women marry just women. How is that like? Because if it's just men's fault, then if women only marry women, it should be so much better. The divorce rate should be so much lower. So, like a lot of men, a lot of people would be okay. Why does that not make sense, right? If men are out of the equation, bad men are out of the equation because you said yes, I agree. Women extraordinarily divorce men a lot,
Yes,
but if it's
extraordinarily.
only
Yes,
women,
yes.
why is the stat not better?
But this is my point, though. If y'all are not the problem, if it's us, why aren't you divorcing? Why aren't you leaving? Let us know.
Because
Because
Why
men
aren't you
see,
leaving them if you're
sacrifice
so
their
She's
bad?
deflecting.
happiness.
She's
One
looking
at a
to
time. One at a
deflect.
Women
time. One at a
Let's hear
time.
sacrifice
for
their
real.
can let me go next, right?
Okay, go ahead.
So men are more likely to sacrifice their happiness, like with the whole old trope, happy wife, happy life. If the woman not happy in the household, nobody gonna be happy in that house. And like also to go back to the number one reason for divorce, irreconcilable differences. Um I feel like that number is also skewed because irreconcilable irreconcilable divorce differences in divorce is a non-contested divorce. And like not everyone has the resources for a lengthy court battle. Somebody could have got cheated on in that relationship and still went through for the non-contested divorce because that's the quickest way out.
It's not automatic non-contested. It's just if you want you could put a reason on, and they usually put you could say cheating, right? You could say cheating whether it's contested or not. You could say cheating. You could say finance, right? You could say money.
It just basically means the
Women predominantly,
relationship it cannot be come back. Pretty much, it's not. It's
yeah.
done. It's no. It can't be repaired at that point.
But
Okay.
again, yes. But after that, we're trying to. Again, this is just like I said. After we talk about the studies, this is my point of view. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you may think that men are bad. I don't necessarily have the stats to that, but okay, I don't view as that because when women like LOL said, right? When women just deal with women, they don't even make that work. And here's my thing where you said why I agree. It's men, not all men, but I think a lot of these cases where men just, they rather stick it out, right? They rather stick it out because we all know that predominantly divorces, alimony is led to women. Child support is goes to women. Usually things are fared out better
But
for
that's if
women
you have
if they
money.
divorce.
Only women that marry men that have money get alimony. Eight
But it's
percent of
just
women.
another case,
Eight
right?
percent of women are
Divorce.
granted alimony. Like it's not
I,
even
and
more
you still
women
said money.
struggle after divorce. Women struggle with financial problems more than men after divorce. So not
That's
only
because
are we
they ain't got no
divorcing y'all,
financial
we are
literacy.
struggling. We would rather be struggling than be with you. That says a lot. I'm sorry.
Okay, but
I
So
women
mean,
divorce more
so
than
Yeah,
so
like the
so so
infidelity
so
and
like
cheating.
so like yeah, lesbian couples divorce more than heterosexual couples. What does that say about women? Like
I don't.
and sickness in the
I'm
if like
health.
straight.
la 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 la
I'm a
like if
straight woman,
every
so I
man
really
you've
wouldn't.
ever encountered in your life is the issue, you may want to take a self inventory.
Well,
Facts.
not every man that, and I agree with that. If every man is the issue, you might want to look within. I seriously agree with that statement because
It's
everybody is
not
not. Yeah, you might want to look within.
not
okay,
that.
okay. Well, then we go with the little bit thing, right? We go with number three, right? Because we were talking about that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Women benefit more
Mm-hmm.
from marriage. This is the thing where you're correct. You're not wrong in the sense that, alas, a lot of women would financially, they don't necessarily always, right, go out in marriage well. But this is my own personal view where majority of the time if any party, right, if any party does, and men don't benefit from divorces either, right, but
No,
if any
nobody
party
does.
does benefit, it's usually women. So I think here's my own personal view that women would see that, you know what, I usually would benefit more, right, cases, and if you
Yes.
don't want the person, you would leave, so you won't have the desire to make things work, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is where I think that yes,
Actually, I would
majority of
agree
the
with.
time.
I agree with number three. Actually,
Okay,
when it comes
okay,
to women
okay,
being in a marriage, I would say yeah, the woman benefits more.
okay, okay, okay.
Thank you.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. All right. What do you think? Right. So, what do you think about number four? Women prefer victimhood to accountability.
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
So I was just in like two different lives today, like where man versus woman thing is like being brought up. And it's always like, oh, men unalive us more. Like and like it's like everybody's getting unalived these days. Like
More by
nobody
men
is
though.
safe.
More by
Men,
men.
men aren't even like safe in and of themselves.
By other
Women
men though.
unalive
You're by
men
other
too.
men.
Like,
By
but
other
but but
men.
but 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 like it's like who has more trauma is that's the game that these people are playing. Like who has more
Right.
trauma versus you being able to hold accountable your women that are doing the bad things instead of trying to play who does more crime.
It seems like you
Right.
And
yourself
I
are
line
not holding. It
and
seems like
like
you're not
who's
holding anyone
the
accountable. It seems like
who's
you're
the
not
like
Wait,
accountable.
wait.
but
Let
I
him
hold
finish.
myself
That's not
Let him
true.
finish.
No,
Then
because
you'll
like
you
go.
know that
Hey
men.
guys,
You're not.
please,
You're not holding men
No, no.
accountable.
Let him finish, and then
Nana,
you'll
let
go.
him
like
Let him
talk.
like like
finish.
like like
please.
no
Let him
like
finish.
you don't have to hold other men accountable. I am selfish. I'm not talking to another grown ass man about what he should not be doing when he already know better. I am individualistic. I am not going to go out of my way to stop a fight where I may lose my life just because some other man do it. I would rather save myself and get out of that situation.
Yeah. So the cycle continues pretty much.
So it's like not everybody is required to do that. But also, I'm not in a victim mindset of like, oh, I got to be scared of everybody now because everybody's out to get me.
Not. Are you being for real right now? If
Yes,
men are
cuz
unaliving, so you're telling people not to fear and be precautious of people, random men around them. That's what you're saying, basically.
caution and
If
fear
you
are two
just
different
sat here and said
things.
you're not going to risk your life because you might be unalived, how can you then say in the same exact sentence that someone is playing victim for doing that same thing? Makes no sense.
Caution and fear are two different things. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I may lose my life. I'm not
Exactly.
I'm
And a
not
woman
I'm
does the
I'm
same thing.
not
Come
like
on.
saying, "Oh, these men are trying to hurt me," like the whole
Well, they
time and
are.
like
If statistically that's
No, they're
true, and
not.
you're not you being
Not
disingenuous and
men.
not looking at like
I'm
it's
not
like
being
for example, like I
disingenuous.
brought up earlier, human
Boys.
Oh
trafficking.
my
Human
gosh.
trafficking. That is a big problem that no one wants to look at. No one. Like
That's a
that is
lie.
it's
Both y'all are
what,
wrong.
bro.
That's
Okay,
not
That's a
wait,
true.
wait,
lie,
wait.
Nana.
Okay,
It's
so
That's a
like it's
lie.
like
let's.
I'm
Because there's
I'm
I'm
been
not
I,
just
rings and
talking
I
about
have
cops
not
human
even
trying to
trafficking
landed
in
handle
my
America.
plane
I'm
trafficking.
yet.
talking
That's a
about outside of
lie.
America too.
I have
Outside
not
of
even
America.
landed my plane
That's a
yet.
Let's
lie.
please
Cops are
keep it in
doing
America.
things
Let's
about it.
keep it in
Let's
America.
please keep it
Can
No,
where the
we
can
host
can't just
can
needs
I
keep
it.
it in
land my
America. That's
plane?
ignoring the
Because
problem.
Can I land
no,
my
no, we
plane?
gotta keep it in America because honestly,
No,
you
you
can't make
gotta be able.
changes
You
outside
can't
of
do that. You
America.
have to be able to. Like, come on now. I hate
You
that
ha- you
Do
Americans
you
do that.
know
Why do
the
Americans do that?
laws
you
and
can't make changes
regulations
outside of
over at different
America.
Yes, you
countries?
can.
How?
Do
People
you
know
know the
that.
laws and
Yes,
regulations
Americans.
in
Yes,
different countries?
your voice. Don't ever let people tell you that you can't make. You can't help. Yes, we
No.
absolutely can. Your voice matters.
Your voice
So
does
our
not
voice
matter. Let's
matters to a
say
bunch of people
hypothetically
out of
to
our
China.
country.
How does your voice matter to
Apparently mine
China?
doesn't because I haven't been able to land my plane.
Yes,
All
this is
right, go
yes.
ahead,
Mm,
my
Let's
bad.
let's let let's let
let's
Ty
hear
finish
those
first.
tires squeak.
Let's Ty finish first,
Jesus.
and then we'll
Cause it's like
then
cause it's like
Nano can go.
Please,
being able
everybody,
to
let him
say
finish. Please let him finish.
me saying that like yeah I hold myself accountable, I'm not gonna do these things is different from me being like, oh, everybody's trying to hurt me and like I've been hurt in the and I've been hurt in the past and most men have been hurt in the past. Like and like it's the difference between like it's basically the difference between like we have suffered more than you. Like that's the constant argument that I keep hearing is it happens to women more. Like that's
Why are you
victimhood.
mad that that's
like
true?
that's
If you're
Please,
so
please,
upset,
I'm
just
then
try.
not
tell your
Just
dis
let
fellow
him
man.
I'm
finish,
not dis
please.
Tell
can I
your
land my
fellow
plane?
man to
Can I
stop
land my
doing this. You're
Can
plane?
somebody
encouraging
mute
Can
him.
I
her?
land my
Let him
plane,
finish.
please?
Nano,
Plane don't
So
even make
it's
sense. The plane doesn't make sense.
it makes
Let him
perfect
finish.
sense.
then you could debate it after. You could debate it after. Just let's wait.
Cause it's like
I'm trying to let people
yes,
talk.
I'm not disregarding the struggle that women go through, but I'm also not doing that at the detriment of the men that have lost their lives, at the detriment of the men that were great. Like I'm not
By other
disregarding
man. By
women,
other
but
man.
I'm
You're the
also not
Still
problem.
interrupting.
disregarding
Okay, you
men
could say
either.
you could say that afterwards. Ty,
I'm
just
not disregarding men.
try
I'm
to
not
land your
disregarding
plane
women.
quickly.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Are you
victimhood
okay? What's the?
is
I don't get the
the
point. I don't get it.
Still interrupting. Like, shut up. Let him talk.
Okay, come on. Yes.
So
Go
yeah,
ahead, Todd, finish.
this is the last thing I'm gonna say. So victimhood is playing a who has more trauma game, like who suffers more game, versus accountability saying that okay, we all are in trouble right now. Let us try to figure out a way to fix it. That I'm gonna just land my plane right there.
Okay, you're not trying to figure out a way to fix it. If you statistically know in your head that you claim you have that men statistically are committing more crimes against men and women, including men. If you go out on the street, you have to worry more about another man than the grandma or woman or pregnant lady or child. I'm just saying that's the truth. You're not considered the target. The target is going to be weaker. Who's weaker? Women, smaller people,
Because you
elderly.
make yourself. Because you keep
Elderly.
interrupting.
And mind you, who do robbers
I'm out.
go after?
I'm good.
Who
I'm
do
not
robbers
listening to
go
shit.
after? Who is a robber more likely to go after? A man or a freaking woman? Be for real. Like, y'all, if you really know that,
Whoever has
yes,
the
you
best
trying to
stuff
fix the
on them.
problem, accountability will be saying, yes, men, that's where let's take accountability. You're mad because women are holding you guys accountable. You're mad because we're saying what you're doing. If you're so mad, then tell your fellow men to stop doing it so we can stop complaining. Until then, we're going to keep raising our voices about it. We're not going to be quiet about it just because you want us to throw it under the rug.
Okay, well, Nana, I got something I want to say. I got something I want
LOL.
to say.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, LOL.
All right, Nana, this might make a lot of women mad, but I'm going to say this right now. It's messed up to say, but you can't stop crime. You can yell, complain at men all you want to, blame men for all this crime, this and that. What you can do is make it safer for your communities and have people's backs in that. But you can't just say like, oh, well, every man I see wants to do all this crime to me. Not every man wants to go after every woman.
Well, like how you guys say, not all men. Yes, there's some men that don't want to go after every woman, but like you guys tell us, not all. Okay, not all men. There's definitely a lot of you guys that do want to go after women. So, like y'all say, not all men are good.
The numbers
Less
don't
than
show it.
1%.
The numbers don't show
Less
it.
than 1% of men.
Yeah,
in
the
the US.
numbers don't show how many.
It's not less than 1% of men. Majority, like we have
what's
to go
number?
back to
What would you
statistics.
say?
99 of all.
No. You said you just gave a
90%
percentage.
of all violent
What's the number?
offenses are committed by men.
See, this
That's
is the thing.
not
This is the
1%.
argument I
You
always
can change
say,
the
right?
percentage every time
Guys,
she
wait,
talks. She
guys,
keeps changing it.
This is the argument I always love to debunk. Okay, true. Majority of violence is committed by men. It's not the same thing as majority of men commit the violence. So
I
you can say
understand
99.
that, but
I
we're
can
not
say
taking our
10
chances.
men.
Apparently
We're not taking our
not.
chances.
Apparently not.
You can look at the
Because you
homicide
keep
rate,
trying
right?
to conflate the two. You keep trying to
about
conflate the two.
400,000, right?
But
About
not all. I
400,000.
understand. Not all men are good though. Y'all can't be mad because we're being aware about that. That's just the facts. Would you tell your daughter to just walk out willy nilly on the street in a dark alley in the middle of the night? No, you wouldn't. Why?
Oh my
Are you gonna tell her?
God.
No,
"Go ahead,
that's
baby.
I
would
would
tell
Go
a boy
out on
the
the
same
middle of the
thing.
That's
street."
You're
Not all
dumb.
not
men
It's
are
just
bad.
not and just not smart in general. Like let's like forget about humans for a second. If you walking out willy nilly, you don't know what kind of animals got rabies out there. It's a lack of safety precaution in your mind that in terms of that. It's
Including
not.
including men. So
Actually,
you
D Nice, you're
cannot be
wrong. It
mad.
says 75 to 90% of men commit crime. Not 96%. That's wrong. I looked it up online on Google. That's literally what it
That
says.
still doesn't help you, but that doesn't help your case at all.
But what
Seven-
helps
That
is
is
again,
prove
you're
my
using
case. You just
75
proved it
the
for me.
hold on, LOL. You saying 75 to 90% of men are
Yes.
committing the crimes
I
of
said
men?
Yes, that's what it says
90%. That's
online.
what I said. I said 90%.
You said 99 and then you said
No, I
90.
didn't. I
Make
said
up your
90.
mind. Yes,
I
you did.
Well, I misspoke. If you heard me after, I said 90. I didn't mean 99.
You said 99% when you got angry. You said
I already
99%. I
said
remember
it. I
hearing
already
you say
said this
that.
Okay,
argument
but-
earlier, and the first time I said it, it was 90%. So I'm not about to.
Then you
like,
said
go back to-
99. Then you said 99%. You
Okay,
said
Okay,
99%.
okay,
I remember hearing you
90%
say
is
that.
still 9 numbers down. Wow, you're still fucked up. I mean, it's not like
Yo, using percentage
According
without
to
actual
FBI
context is kind of wrong.
90%.
Like I said-
That's still a big ass number.
No,
According
but
to
but 90%
FBI
of the
data-
criminals, yes, but that's not 90% of the male population.
Exactly.
Right? We
So
want
if
to
we
paint
know
a
that
small percentage
if
of
we
men.
know y'all are the majority criminals, we're going to be looking out. You can't be mad. We're looking
So
out.
the
And
majority
we
of
don't-
criminals are men. That does not mean the majority of men are criminals. you're conflating the two.
Not all men. Yes, I understand not all of y'all are criminals, but not all of y'all aren't. And I will not.
But not
I
even
don't, it's
half.
not,
That's not
you
even
don't
half
have
of
something
men.
over your head
It's not
telling
even
you that you're a
half.
bad
It's less
person.
than 1% of the male population that are
And,
committing
and,
the
And
violent
you're
nobody
crimes.
talking about,
disagrees that you should
are
be
you talking
cautious.
about America or outside of
Yeah,
America?
it's just America. We're
In
just sticking to
America,
America.
we're
America.
Then
speaking
it's all
to
invalid.
America.
If you're
We
not
don't know
counting
the laws
everywhere,
over
if you're
in
not
other
counting everywhere,
countries.
that's not valid to me. There's women outside of
How's that
America that
not
are that don't have
valid?
rights.
Do you know the
We live in
laws and
America.
I don't know
regulations
why.
There's
in
women
other
outside of
countries?
America that don't have rights right now.
We
Do you
Oh
know
my
the
agree.
laws and
gosh.
You can't
regulations
go out
in
to
other
America. We
countries?
can't.
Don't
We're not
We
going
say
out of America. We
I
live in
In
understand
America.
y'all keep
We're
America,
saying you
talking about
can't. Just
countries
because
we
outside
it's
of
have
hard
America.
very
doesn't mean it's
specific
unstoppable.
data and we have very specific stats that correspond with our culture, the Western culture. We have no say so overseas because that is
Right.
not our country and that is on them to fix. It's on
Preach.
us to fix the US.
Not unless we fix
And
the whole
No,
I
world.
there's
think
Exactly.
there
our
are things we can
U.S.
do in
stats
America
or
to
violence
help.
have gone down drastically,
How?
right?
No,
Compared
man,
For
to
how?
example,
Anytime
even on TikTok,
anytime
if you put
we have stepped
if
out
you
of America to
that
help another
pays them,
country,
guys. I'm
we
telling
have
y'all, I see it all the time. That pays them. Like you can be on TikTok liking certain videos and saying certain things that will pay those people out in different countries to at
But
least
it doesn't
help
stop
them.
crime,
what
though.
happened
It
in
doesn't
It
stop the
doesn't.
Vietnam when
Yeah,
we
it
crime.
tried to
doesn't
bring
stop, but it does
democracy over
something. You
there?
can at
Half
least
the
do what you
population
can.
turned on the US government and the US military.
Exactly. You can't stop crime in other
There's
countries by just
people
saying
right now
posting
who
it.
You
Oh,
don't have
cannot
I'm gonna get the
stop
word
crime
in.
in
nothing.
I'm gonna call my
same
questions.
thing with
How's that gonna
Afghanistan.
fix anything?
And if you
Like
get
whenever we've
people on
tried to
TikTok
make
have been
other
giving those
countries
women
better,
pads. We have
we
literally
were
been giving
looked
them
at like the
pads. Like
enemy. Anytime we've
okay,
tried
guys,
to go
wait,
into other
guys,
countries to
let's give
exactly, y'all
a
responsible
view.
for war.
What?
Well, not y'all, but men. Men are not y'all, literally, but
Oh
like
my
men. Men are responsible for
gosh.
war.
Okay, can we just
You
go to the
can't.
next
You
one,
can't,
please?
this is
All
my thing,
wars
right? You
were
can't
created by
say
men.
men.
When Queen
You can't say
Elizabeth
no. You
ran,
can't
there
say
were no
men
wars
when
going
it's
on.
not majority of men. Right?
There
You
was no
can't say
wars when Queen
men.
Elizabeth ran. Are you serious? Look up history. Read some
It
books.
says
There was wars during
her
Queen
trial was
Elizabeth.
it was one of the queen. I don't know if it was the first, second, or third, but her trial was
It
called
doesn't
the
matter.
peace
There was
treaty. The
wars.
peace treaty. I learned that in history. It was called the peace treaty or something like that in her era when she ran because there was no wars. Thank ya.
There was
And who's
wars.
the
There
Thank
was wars
majority
ya.
going
of the
on.
Thank ya.
There
military?
was wars going
Isn't it
on.
men? Isn't it men who are majority of militaries?
Y'all are conflating
Yes,
the
they are.
Okay,
two.
fine. Okay,
They are.
let's
Y'all
okay.
are
Wait,
conflating
guys,
the
They
wait.
two
conquer and
aspects
destroy in
of
a fleet.
men.
Okay,
All men,
let's.
most criminals are men. That does not correspond with most men are criminals.
That's
Y'all
true,
keep
She's
but
saying
most
every
of
man's
y'all
a
conflating
are
the two
criminal. That's literally what
misogynistic.
she's
stats.
saying.
Most of y'all are
Let
misogynistic
Anytime
though.
we bring up
Most of y'all are misogynistic.
less than 1% of
There's
the
no
male
proof of that.
population are committing violent crimes, you bring out that 90%.
But
90% of
even
the
then,
not
even if most of you guys
90% of
aren't
the
committing
crime.
crimes,
Let me
you
finish.
still are
Let me
mostly
finish.
misogynistic. That
Let me
makes you
finish.
bad.
Let
That
me
makes you
finish.
bad.
Let him
There's
Being
no.
talk.
That's
Let
not
me
sexist.
true.
finish.
Let him
Being
talk.
sexist makes you a
There's
bad
no
Let me
proof of
person.
that.
finish.
Like what?
You keep bringing
You
up this
already fucking
90%
finished. I get what you're saying.
of violent crime is committed by men. Nobody's disputing that. Nobody's disputing that. That is, most criminals are men. Less than 1% of the male population are responsible for these crimes.
You're still a bad person because you're sexist. Most of y'all are.
Oh
There's
my
no proof to
Just to
gosh.
put
that.
it out there, most of
What?
y'all are
This is
misogynistic.
exactly what I'm talking about. Moving the
So you're still a
guys-
goalposts when
bad
they
you gotta-
person
lose an
because you're
argument. It's
sexist. So
fine.
you're still
Yes,
a
You're
bad
always,
only
person.
always
biased.
It's
switching
fine
it,
to be
Automatically
deflating.
wrong.
biased.
Can I ask you guys
Even
a
if you're not a
question?
criminal, you
Let's
still
wait.
hate women.
Can
So
I
you're
ask
bad.
you
Okay,
guys a
guys. Okay, let's
question?
Yes, you
let
can.
love go in. Go ahead.
I just want. Okay, why is it? Okay, she's just saying words. Now, what? Why is it the words make you guys upset? It's just
To call
words,
all
isn't
men
it?
south's how's that not upsetting?
But
And
what? Why would
misogynistic
it
I
Didn't we
make
too.
call
said
We
men
you?
call them
most.
sexist?
all
I
Didn't
didn't
we
say
call
criminals.
men
all. I said
violence?
most. I said most, not
You
all.
said all.
Where's
You
your
said
stats
all
on that?
men.
It's
I
not
said I
most
literally
most
just
men are
said most of
sexist.
y'all.
But
Do
look
you
how
hear?
triggered
Listen,
she's
I
getting you guys.
Because you okay, if we saying most women are abusive, like literally, like if I say most women are
statistically we know
abusive,
that's not
most
true.
women are this, most women are that.
My answer is true though. I don't know why you mad. Most of y'all are
Where's
misogynistic.
where's the proof to
Where's the
that?
study?
Keep
Where's the
on
study for
talking.
that?
First of all, some of your prompts are already wrong, and you were assuming like the first one's just misogynistic because you're trying to say we're more
Oh
like that's
my
just completely.
I already
gosh.
gave my point to that, right?
That's a little bit
Right?
of misogyny in there.
To think that, you know what, women can't be violent or women have not been violent or abusive, literally you're showing how delusional women is,
Well, and
right?
I'd like to know
Women
with
have
Well,
that.
what does the
Women
last one
have
say?
been
I
that.
don't see.
with question 2, how come domestic violence wasn't included? Why women leave relationships because they're
Women
being
are more responsible
violated.
to with like domestic violence than men
Not
are.
marriages.
No, that's
Not the
not
statistic is
true.
different. If you look
None.
up marriages,
I,
men are more responsible for domestic
men
violence when it
men
comes to
are.
marriage.
Yes, she's absolutely
That's
right.
yeah.
More
So
women are responsible for non-reciprocal violence. More men are responsible for reciprocal violence, which
Where do you
means
get your statistics
do you know
from?
what non-reciprocal means?
Yes, one
non-reciprocal
way.
means
One way
you
violence.
smacked him. Reciprocal means I smacked your ass back.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you could when you divorce, you could say abuse. Right? You
Yeah.
could
Well,
say
you
the reasoning. Right? Women don't. Majority of
after
women, number one
divorce,
reason, women don't write it. Right? Women
men
don't
are
write abuse.
inclined to actually kill their ex-spouse after they're divorced and
Unalive.
How
You
separated.
gotta
many is
say
that?
unalive.
How many is that?
Yeah, how many women die from their ex-husband? How many? Like, what percentage of that is? What
You
is the
can't
Women
just
percentage of
say
die
that?
the most when they're pregnant with by their spouse when they're pregnant with a
Percentage.
baby. So
It would be
Percentage. Show me the, where's the
you
it would
guys
percentage?
be
actually unalive your
100%. It
pregnant
would be
girlfriend a lot.
So
100%.
so 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 so
what?
so
How?
100%.
100% of women. 100% of
majority
women.
is
100% of
over
women who have
50%.
died by an ex-husband, that would be 100%. So if you have
100% of
100%,
women died by their ex-husband. Yes, but I
100%
mean,
of
how
women
many
who have
women have
died
done?
because of their
Not
ex-husband, that would
percentage.
be 100% of women who have died because their
Okay, if
ex-husband killed
would
her.
that not still be 100% when I've said one
That
woman
would be
died by her ex-husband?
100% men killed their wife.
Okay, when
One
in
time
history only one woman
one
died by
Hundred
her
Homicide for
divided
percent.
by
pregnant
Every
women
so
is
every
caused
marriage
by
after they get divorced, they kill their ex-wives.
their person they're intimate with. Y'all are strikingly unaliving your pregnant girlfriends, and no one's talking about it. And the rate is
How
going up.
many?
The rate is going up.
how
How many
many?
though?
Actually,
How
How
many
many?
you
currently
said
in
Percentage?
wait.
studies?
Well, exactly. What's the percentage of it? You said 100%. So that means every ex.
Well, you
So every
guys
time they get
don't.
divorced, they kill their husband. So
A
every time they
lot
get
of
a divorce,
times, a lot of times, males have a hard time listening to women who have been in domestic violent relationships.
Where's the proof of that?
Oh,
where's the proof
well,
of that
I know
too?
myself on
They're
TikTok because I've
talking
been
with
married to
anecdotal
two.
Let's.
evidence
Well,
Yeah, let's not. You
that
I
gotta
has
have
don't know
no
no
why you
basis
evidence.
guys
in
keep
truth.
saying where's the proof and all this stuff like you don't know how evil men are. You guys literally know how
It's
evil
literally. You
and
just said men are evil. So
monstrous
that's why
monstrous
Okay,
people will
you
get
Oh
are.
my
triggered. When you
gosh.
just
I'm
Stop
say
about
You
to
talking
keep
people
going
say
go.
around the
blatantly.
negatively.
I'm
No.
about
Don't
to
question.
hold
go.
yourselves
You
accountable
keep
for
I'm
the
about
going
stuff
to
you're
around the
talking
go.
about.
question.
Y'all
I'm about to
never
go.
hold
All right,
She
Ty.
yourselves
she she
accountable
keeps
ever.
moving the goalposts for no
Y'all
reason
never hold.
She
and
You have
really
throwing
not
all
does.
these
held
ad
yourself accountable
hominem
once,
attacks
sir.
She
for
keeps
no
going
You don't
around
hold
reason
the
yourself
whole
because
accountable
question
she's
once.
all the
losing
time.
the argument.
You're
She's
not
losing
Yeah,
losing.
the
that's
I'm
what she's
not
argument.
doing.
losing
Like
anything. I've won
like
every
you
single
guys are
argument.
you have not.
Every single
It's
argument
fine.
I
you're
won.
It's fine to be
triangulating and
wrong. Like
dogpiling on her.
You
You're
are more
dogpiling the
statistically.
it's
woman.
You're
fine
more
to
evil
be
than me.
wrong.
The
So
Like
shut
dog
up.
calling her by
it's
asking
not it's not a
questions.
bad thing about
Don't
being
you guys
wrong.
We're
Wait,
do
asking
guys.
me
her
for
Let's
asking
logical
calm
you
down. Let's calm down.
questions?
Let's
questions.
calm down. Let's calm down.
This is an
Right? Let's
I'm
calm
not
internet
down.
upset.
rape.
I'm just
You
saying it.
guys are
Like
internet TikTok raping this woman with what you're doing to her.
Wow.
Oh
Now this is you
wow,
are just
really,
that was
This is the
uncalled
same
for,
as
right?
rape.
really?
That's what you're
Now
doing
Allegations?
to
you gotta
her.
you keep
drop
Seriously?
on
her because
using
she
that.
Really?
didn't
I'm
she
Allegations? Are you
didn't
sorry.
say
serious?
great. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Are you
sorry.
she
Like
said the
serious?
wrong word.
this is adults wanting to talk to each other, right? I respect. Now I'm not. I don't call out a name. Well, I mean, yeah, we're having a heated debate, but we should be able to do
Yeah,
that,
nobody's
right?
calling each other out her name
Yeah, we're not trying
except
to
for
disrespect
Nana
each
us
other. Yes,
calling us evil
we
and
could
sexist.
disagree. I've yet to call
Right.
Nana evil or anything, right? So really, we're just disagreeing. Please, like that was
Exactly.
no.
That was way too much. That was
Yeah, it
ridiculous.
was. I'm sorry.
Now
That's not cool.
I can also concede that most evil people in history have been men. But that does not subtract from the fact that there's a good share of evil women throughout society, throughout history.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the
I
thing.
agree
I
with
want
that
to say
too.
this, right? When we say
Mm-hmm.
men, right? I would always like to think you got to say majority, right? There are some men. There's a small percentage of men that have been evil, that have done terrible things throughout history.
In
There's a small percentage.
2024,
And
Majority
around
of men don't.
83,000 women and girls were unalived by their partners. I can get y'all
Okay.
saying, I can get y'all are saying 1% and that, but 83,000 is that's a lot of women. That is, it might not be all of them, but that's still a lot. That is
how
still
many
a lot.
women are on the
Okay.
planet
That is still a big number.
in the U.S. Host? How
Women,
many
there's
in the
about
US?
Yeah, that's a good
I'm
question.
just saying that's still a big
170
number.
million women.
170. So
It does not
80.
matter. That's still a lot. Why are you acting like that's
don't-
not a big number still?
We don't disagree that that's
83
not a
It's-
small number, but
It
comparatively,
doesn't
lot of
matter if
people.
it's big or small.
Comparatively-
that doesn't matter. They're getting unalived. You're focused on the wrong thing.
That
Still, the
does
percentage
matter.
though.
Bigger
What's
That
the
does
percentage
matter.
though?
Because the lady that was up here
Y'all are
before
unaliving,
said
bro.
that
Not
100% of
taking
women
accountability.
who
She
get
said
married
100%,
and
exactly.
take
Brushing
and
people
get a
being
divorce are getting
unalived under the
unalived.
rug is crazy. I'm sorry. That's
No,
crazy.
no,
No,
but
Yeah,
no,
you never said the
is-
percentage of how many
Wait, guys,
times
wait,
keeping it under the
guys.
rug.
husband's killing
Like
ex-wives.
the woman that was up here before she got dropped down, she said 100% of women who were married and divorced got unalived by their husbands.
She sure did. That's
83,000
what
is
she
not
said.
100% of 83
Right.
not 83 830,000 is not 100% of women in the US. So
She didn't say
to
800.
say
She said
to say that
83,000.
that was some wild misinformation.
I don't know what she was
Exactly.
talking about. I wasn't talking about marriage. I was just saying in general. That's in general. That's why it included girls. It included young girls. It wasn't just for women.
Okay. All right, now here's your statistic. It said based on 2026 data, approximately 60% of all women and girls unalived intentionally worldwide are killed by intimate partners or family members. It says 60%.
Keep reading. It says 60% of these 50,000 out of these 50,000. Go scroll down a little bit more. 50,000 were unalived by intimate partners. That is a big number. I feel like that's concerning that no one thinks that's a big like.
Does that not is that including
might not be everyone, yes, but it's
male
still- it's
intimate
happening.
partners, or is some rainbow people mixed
But
into
you
that?
guys are definitely unaliving women more.
It's just male and
is what it
female.
is.
See, that's the.
I wanna-
that's
no, I
the-
wanna-
oh,
no,
just
guys,
male and female. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to wait. I want to see, right? Now, you can agree, right? And I personally don't believe that we can never get rid of murder, violence, or crime.
Yeah.
We can never get rid of that, correct? Do you agree with that?
Correct. Yeah, I agree.
No, I
with
want
you.
to ask.
We can.
I want to ask Nana. Does she agree with it?
Okay.
Do you think we could ever get rid of murdering, crimes, all that stuff?
No, I think we could. There's definitely things we can do to lower the number.
But I mean, but
Get rid of
do you
completely. No,
relatively? Do you not think that? I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, 83,000, like or 50,000, even let's say even 100,000, right? And again, I think one is one too many. I agree, but there are studies that show that violence has gone down in comparative to history. So we are doing better every
that's
generation.
true. That is true. I will
Right?
say that.
So I think we are going down a good trajectory. I agree that one is one too many, but it's just like the rhetoric that men are evil, men are sexist, all this stuff. It doesn't
Not
help.
all men, but I mean a lot of y'all.
And I agree, right? But I just feel like, what I want to do is that, in my personal opinion, I think one big way is to understand accountability, right? To say that women are always victims instead of, women are today, in today's day and age, they have complete authority over their actions, right? So we're talking about partners. Well, I'm sorry
In
to
America.
say, but women
In
have.
America.
Yeah, in America. I only talk about America. I'm sorry. I really don't know what's going to happen outside America, right? So that's my ignorance. But it's that women have 100% say who they choose as a partner. Fathers aren't choosing them. No one is choosing women's partners. So it's that. This is why I say accountability more than
Why would
victimhood.
so we have to be accountable for y'all unaliving us? Great.
Oh
have to be
my
accountable
gosh,
for the
you're not
person you
understanding
choose.
what he's saying.
That's the weird thing, right?
But
You have to be accountable
okay,
for the
yes,
person
you
you
have to be
choose.
accountable for the people you let in your life, but that doesn't mean that it's her fault because her boyfriend unalived her. He's a horrible
Two things
person,
can be true
and
at
he's not
once.
normal.
Two things can be true at once.
Yeah,
She
two things.
didn't deserve
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Because you literally picked the person.
She didn't
y'all
deserve
telling her
it,
to
but
be
she
accountable
also
the one
didn't
that's unalive
vet
is
enough.
crazy. hold the men that keep unaliving women accountable. It's why
That's
Yeah,
what
why
the
is that
court
so hard?
system.
prison does that.
We are
That's what
holding
the
them
court
accountable,
system and
women get
police
held
do.
accountable.
Clearly it doesn't,
They
because look at
do.
your president. Look at your president. He's your
No,
president. Like,
let's
clearly it
not.
doesn't. Look at
I don't
Diddy.
want to go
Look at
through
Diddy.
our
If you
our
have
president
money,
stuff
it
because
doesn't
that could.
matter. So clearly it doesn't.
Jeffrey
Sorry.
Epstein had a woman right
Most
beside
people
him
that
that was
Exactly.
doing it
Look
with
at
him.
Jeffrey
are not
Epstein.
rich.
Good example. He got
Jeffrey
away with it for
Most
Epstein
people that
had a
years.
do
He
this
woman
got
not
away
doing
with
it
it
right
for
next to
years.
Let's
him.
not.
He got away with it for years.
Like Jeffrey
So
Epstein was a
clearly,
bad person, but there was a woman right beside him who was doing the activities with him.
okay, great. She's
Mm-hmm.
just as much of an evil person. What the hell? Hold him accountable.
So
Why are you trying
so
to?
so like
They
so like
both
so
Yeah,
evil.
we
like
have her accountable too, though, because she picked him.
yeah,
I
Did she
exactly.
not?
am. What?
She
We
could have
we
left.
like
No, some women
when
can't
we
left.
have these
I've heard
discussions
extreme cases of women getting kidnapped. So no, not all can leave.
when
Women have the choice to leave
yeah
relationships if it's
Not
I
all. Like
domestic.
he
Yes,
literally.
they do.
I know. I met a man that not met a man. I heard a story, and this was a real story of a man who the woman ordered.
Before
He
you
had a
continue,
restraining. She had a
wait.
restraining order.
Before you continue, right, guys, I don't want to let on people that disagree. I mean, that agrees with me because I don't want to feel like we're all gaining on one person. So I'm sorry. I mean,
Yeah, y'all
I
gotta
know
do
some
some.
people who. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want
I'll
to
get off.
add more people that I know would agree.
Right, because
I'm
I'm
about
getting
to go to the stove.
overstimulated. I'm getting overstimulated.
I'm about to go to the
Yeah.
stove. I'll get off.
But listen, there was this story about this woman, right? Her baby daddy unalived her, his mom, and his dad. And she had a restraining order, and his mom bailed him out. And the next day, he went and kidnapped his baby mama, trapped her inside the house, unalived the baby mama, unalived the mom, unalived the dad, threw out the 1-month-old baby, and burnt down the house.
Yeah, no one's saying that. You know, there aren't
Mind you,
terrible
he
men
went
out
to
there. That's disgusting. That's absolutely like he deserves death.
and there's plenty of stories like it's an endless timeline of stories like that.
We don't agree. We don't disagree. There's hundreds of thousands. I
It's
agree.
not all men, but when women are speaking up, they're specifically talking about them. And it will be helpful if men could just be like, yeah, you're right. There's piece of shit out there. I mean, yes, there's piece of shit women. Yes, there are. There's horrible women out there who are horrible to other women and horrible to other men. Like, yes, there's women
But
who
don't
pimp
you see
out other
the?
girls. Yes.
But don't you see the part where I talk about accountability? She's his baby mama, right? The story you just said. His baby mama, right? I
The
mean,
baby
it's
was
like.
but she was a new baby mama though. It wasn't like,
But she thought he was good enough to have
But
a
she
child
still
with.
chose to be with him, though.
No,
Yeah,
but she
that's why
got
I
a
want-
restraining
chose to
order.
be
It
with
absolutely wasn't her fault because she got a restraining order. She did the precautions.
See,
She told
that's
the
why-
law, keep this man away from me, and he kidnapped her. That's not her fault. She literally ran. She ran down the
that's
street.
why-
She ran down
I
the street to
understand
the
what we're
neighbor.
saying.
She ran down the street to the neighbor, and he dragged her out. That is not her fault.
Yes, I agreed. All that stuff, I agree. What I want us to find a common
Horrible,
ground is
sad.
that I don't disagree that this man is a disgusting
He
scumbag.
manipulated her,
the worst of-
obviously.
But do you think that? See, this is where I find it different.
Women
Are
can
women
get
not intelligent enough to? But it's like women allow the manipulation, right? So let's
You
say an
can't
ugly
allow
ass guy.
manipulation. That's not how
But,
manipulation.
They do
I'm
allow
quite sure you do
manipulation.
because if
You
he's
can't
an
allow
ugly ass
manipulation.
guy,
That means
you
you
wouldn't
know you're
allow
being
him to manipulate
manipulated.
you.
You're not
If he
being.
was
If you
an
know you're
ugly
being
ass guy.
manipulated, you're not. If you know you are being manipulated, you're done. You can't be manipulated. Like you know what he up to. She got manipulated. The man acted like he loved her. She had his baby, and he unalived her. That's not.
Yeah, but
it
she
ain't
still
no. Y'all
picked
want to
to
say
be with
hold
him,
the man
though.
accountable? There's too many of y'all unaliving women. It's y'all fault. Y'all can't tell every woman to hold accountable when it's too many of y'all unaliving us. Y'all have to deal with y'all anger issues for real. That's y'all
No.
unalive 4 times more than women self-unalive.
Actually,
4
no,
times
no,
more.
actually, in general,
Okay,
men
but women are women to pick the men they want to be with, though. Do they not? They have a choice.
They don't
Am I either am I
pick the
date a
man they
guy?
want to unalive them though. Now do they?
Yeah, but they pick
sadly,
the
the
men they
men
want
that
to
they
be
choose,
with, though.
you got
Exactly.
You
That-
got
okay,
to
be with them
yes,
or
but
choose
no,
to be
you
with them.
cannot sit there and say people get bedazzled, people get fooled, people lie. Y'all act like people don't lie. Like people are lying. People act like
Here's my
people
thing,
are
right?
not.
Here's where can I ask you if you could agree with this, right? I don't disagree that people lie, but I give more credit that women are smarter than what they are, right? What we're perceiving. I think more often it's not that men are lying because I think men are not that great at lying. I think more often it's women ignoring red flags, where you know what, Okay, he's very
Yeah,
loud.
we're nice. We're not evil. We do. We see the good in people. We're not evil beings. Yes,
But
but
this is the
y'all
thing.
blaming us
I
for that.
don't think women see the good in everyone. They see the good that they want to see, right? So you choose a man that's hypothetically, right, a street dude, right, or whatever, right? He's very
They don't
gangster. He's
even have to be
whatever.
street. That one
Or yeah,
man got married to that woman and put both of
any
his kids. He killed. You heard about him, didn't you? That white man. He unalived both of his kids and wife just to go be with another woman. And he was a green. He was a hardworking white tea man. It don't even have. She can you say that's her fault? She chose someone that married her, put her in a house, did all of that, and he still unalived her. So is that her fault because
well,
he manipulated her?
again,
She still
this is
chose
why.
to be with him, though.
No, bro. Are you?
She did.
Y'all do not take accountability.
She chose to be with him.
It just is what it is.
No.
Y'all don't take accountability.
We don't take away that men are. We don't take away that those men are terrible.
But why
right?
do y'all want to
That's the
hold women
accountability.
who are unalived?
But why do you not
accountable?
hold
That's
those same
crazy.
women
Like,
accountable for the men they choose?
Exactly. For
say
picking
that
them in
those
the
men are
No,
shitty.
you don't. You hold people accountable who are you don't tell someone that got cheated on. Ha ha, you got cheated on. No, you don't. You hold the person who cheated accountable. They cheated. They're the ones who.
Oh
It's
my
not your fault.
gosh.
It's not my fault that you cheated. That's not my
But
fault.
it's your fault
You
you
decided
chose
to
him.
cheat.
Yeah, you chose
your
to be
fault you
with him,
chose
though.
him.
You chose
Bro,
him.
are
You
y'all
knew what his
that is
history.
crazy.
Know what how
Okay,
he was,
well, if
and you
that's
still
the
pick
case,
him.
it's your fault.
still
If you
pick to
go
be
into
with
the
them.
store, if you go into a store one day and somebody goes and blows your brain off, it's your fault. You shouldn't have went in
How?
that store. You
How's
shouldn't
it our
have
fault
went
that
in.
someone
How is
shot
that
us
your
and killed
fault?
us?
Walking
How's it
around
our
in
How is
fault?
life,
that your
right?
fault?
Walking around in life,
How's that our
then you can say
fault?
just walking.
If you
It's
go
so
in a
no.
store and
You
you mind your
you
business and
can't.
somebody come behind you and boom,
Are
boom,
we
boom,
minding
and
their
you didn't
business
see
when they
them.
choosing the men? They're not minding their own business. They're choosing
Nah,
the
they pick
exact
him.
man.
Oh,
It's
okay. What
Exactly.
very
They
about
pick
the
to
different.
be
women
with
who
him.
are
They
being
choose to
human
be with
trafficked?
him.
What about the women who are being human trafficked and not choosing those men? Those men are
And
deliberately going
we
up to
agree.
them.
We would
We're
agree.
not
That's
talking about
terrible.
that.
Bro, you
It's
Yes,
sad
guys
that
said
happens. We're not
it's not
talking
no
about
choosing
that.
no man. Y'all are evil. That's what I'm
They're
so mad
choosing
about.
to
again,
be
Y'all
with
see,
are
him,
you're going
though.
evil.
down that road
Y'all are
again.
evil, bro. This is why
Exactly. You're
exactly.
choosing to be
If
with
women
him.
have to worry
Y'all choosing
about
to be with
choosing a
him.
man to not be unalived, we're gonna assume all of you guys are bad. So don't be mad. If we have to worry about
Oh
choosing
my
a man that
gosh.
is not going to unalive us, you cannot be mad and tell us that we can't take precautions and think that most of y'all are evil. Why are you
But
mad?
do
You're
you?
literally sitting here saying you chose that man. You chose that man. So we need to think like y'all are all evil. Why are you mad? Like really?
No one's mad. No one's mad.
No
But
one's
But
do
you
women
mad.
do
We're
literally
that?
just
like
showing you.
They
you
go.
just said it's
Women.
not
facts,
all
though.
men. You said
Women
it's not
don't.
all
Women
men, right?
aren't
That are
cautious.
evil. You said
Women
it's
aren't
not all men that are
cautious.
evil. Then you go ahead and say, well, the woman keeps choosing the man. So you're basically insinuating that women should vet men out more because y'all are fucking
Yes,
evil.
they
Y'all are thank
should.
They
you. You're
should. They
evil. So
should
you
vet
can't
men
be
more.
mad
They
when we
pick.
think that
They
y'all are
choose to be
evil.
with people that are bad. They always do. They don't take
We're not.
accountability for choosing them. We're not
You
saying
should
that
vet
it's
men
not bad
even
that it
harder.
happens, but exactly. But it happens. But we all pick to choose. There's people in world right
So you're
now.
saying majority women are choosing men that are bad.
Yes,
And for
yes.
some reason, and for some odd reason, these men are not bad husbands. That they're leaving because they're bored. Be for real. Make it make sense. How are we choosing?
Again,
How are
no.
we
Oh
See,
my
this is
choosing?
the thing.
gosh,
But
Right?
how are we
you're
choosing
You're using
bad
the
detailed.
men?
violence part.
But
You're
you
putting the
don't
violence part
agree
with
they bad
the marriage
husbands.
part. No, right? Women
Okay,
You're
are.
that's
deflecting.
contradictive. That's contradictive. Then that's
But
not.
majority of women aren't leaving marriages because the men are
They
violent.
bad.
We were saying that
You just
vet
said
the
we're
men better.
choosing. You just said we're choosing bad men, majority of us. So exactly, y'all are bad. Thank you. I don't know
Then
why
why are
y'all
you
want to make
choosing
it
bad
so
men?
y'all, bro. The only
Y'all keep
time you're
choosing
gonna
bad
agree
men to
that you're
marry all
bad
the
is
time
if you're
too.
trying to
Y'all keep
blame
choosing bad men
women.
to marry.
You're
We're
trying
not
to
blaming
blame
women.
women
We're
so
just saying
bad that you just
yes.
slipped up, like literally.
So
No.
bad,
Then
but
by
women
your
literally
argument,
pick the man to be
women have
with.
no choice but choosing bad men.
They always do.
See,
So y'all are
that's the thing
shitty.
where
Don't that you
women
guys
do
are?
have
That's
choice.
why you're getting divorced. Y'all, most of y'all is shit. There you go. There's your answer.
See, again,
Majority
see
of
that's
women are the ones that get divorces. What are you talking about? Women are
Yes,
29% of
exactly.
them are usually
Thank
doing the
you. We're
divorces
leaving you because we're
because
not
women
shit
are
people.
picking them
Because
terrible
we're not
men.
shit people. Y'all can't leave us because y'all the shit ones. It's not like we the ones ruining the relationship. It's y'all. That's why you're getting left three
Actually, no,
times as
that's a
much.
lie because women do ruin marriages and relationships
Not
too.
as
It's not
much
just
because we
men.
leave
That's a
for
lie.
y'all. So shit, clearly
That's a
not that
lie.
bad if you're not
See, this
divorced.
is the thing where Nana,
That's a lie.
you're making that women are perfect while men
No,
are just
you guys are
Exactly.
trying to
You're
blame
literally saying
women for
that.
every little thing, and
No, we're
including the
holding
women that were
everyone
unalive,
accountable, right?
We're
including
holding
the
them
women that were
accountable. We're
unalive. That
holding
is
them
crazy.
accountable for who they're picking to be with.
It's like this. We're adults, right?
You're
That's the
right.
thing.
Women, vet these men out, bro. If they
They
show you
should.
They should
one
vet them
sign
out. They
of something
should.
bad, you need to leave these boys alone. Like, for real. Like, do not date them. They even admit on their own that they are bad. They
No,
admit
no, no.
that
See,
women are
look,
choosing. They see that women are choosing bad men. So
they
women, y'all
are.
need to for real.
They
Y'all need
are.
to
All
for
right.
real vet these men out, because they might be the ones to
All right.
unalive
All
you.
right. I want to say something though. I want.
Go.
Everyone's getting phone calls.
Hello.
Well, this dude was on
Hello.
TikTok and he had a.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, Royal.
Yeah.
What would you want to
Okay,
say?
good. I was in the listening a bit, and I get where Nana was coming from, and I get where the host is coming from, but I'm gonna say this: not every single woman chooses a bad man, just like not every single woman knows what that man is going to do to them. There is women, however, that do choose bad men, because unfortunately there is a term called birds, and some of these bitches be birds, unfortunately. But not every woman wants to choose a bad
That's true.
man.
That's true.
My mom, she dated convicted criminals. My dad was a criminal. Every man she dated, a criminal. She knew how they were. She knew they were criminals, but she still chose them. And she knew this. So, but there is some women that get in a relationship with a man, and these men don't be saying the truth about how they are as a person, how they are with the things they do. They like to sit there and manipulate and guilt trip these females. But of course, I'm not going to say only men do that. There's women who do the same thing too. I don't believe that men are more evil than women, and women are more evil than men. It's equal. There's evil everywhere in this fucking world. We can't sit there and
I
pick and
agree.
choose. We can't sit there and pick and choose who's more this, who's more that. Yeah, the majority of men, they do fucked up shit, but there is women who also do fucked up shit.
I think more of the men is evil. I know we shouldn't say it, but that's just what I think.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. I understand that. I mean, when we look at statistics and crimes of rape and sexual assault, well, SA, my bad, SA, who is usually the higher in that
But
factor,
this is the thing I
men.
really want women to understand. I really want people to understand, right? I agree. Majority of violence is committed by men. It's not the same thing as majority of men committing violence. This kind of rhetoric that a lot of today's women are trying to push out. It's only hurting us more, where we're hating each other, right? Nana kept on saying men are evil, men are evil. Men aren't. Yes, small percent, right? Definitely, I agree. Small percent of men are evil, right? But again, you
Not
put
a
out where
small
men are
percent,
evil.
no, not a small percent.
It's literally a small percent.
Just
We
because
gave
you
it-
don't
you
do
even gave out
crime doesn't
numbers,
make
right?
you not a bad. If
Well,
you're,
we
like
can't
I
say
said,
all.
if you're
We
a
can say the
misogynist,
majority.
if you're a misogynist,
It's not even the
you're evil.
majority.
It is
It's
kind
not
of the
even the
majority. I'm not
majority.
gonna
If you
lie.
are a misogynist,
For what?
you are
From
evil.
what?
Just because you didn't commit a crime, don't mean if you're sexist, that's evil. And majority of
But
all men
what's
are.
your proof
So,
that people are sexist, right?
see, for
What's the
real,
proof?
go back in history and look if you need proof.
No. See, you can't. Yes, I don't
Yeah,
disagree
go
that
back and
there have
what?
been men
True.
throughout history that have done bad things. But you also agree that we are going down that slope where less and less there's less violence happening, right? We are getting better. So if you're using history to judge men of the present, that is ridiculous and that is dishonest and unfair, right? I said it. It's not even majority of men who do evil things, who do terrible things to women. It's not. And I definitely agree there is a lot of
There
men that
are
do it. Not even the majority.
195 countries, and out of that 195
Please don't
countries,
use
14
other
of those countries provide full protection on women, and America is not one of them, not on that list. So yes, men are sexist. Y'all don't even provide full protections of women.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What's full
But more
protection?
majority of men are cops.
But those same
195
cops,
countries, and only 14 provide full protection on women.
but
Let's
those
What's
same
full
cops still
protection?
make crimes against other people, including men. I mean, and women. So I don't know the logic of, well, they're cops, because I'm sorry, but not all cops are in with the justice thing. Some of them do injustice things. Some of them do fucking hate crimes. Like, for crying out loud. Like,
I mean, yeah, I agree with that part, but I'm saying that you can't say there's not security or there's not
oh, there
protection.
is. Definitely there is. But, like, if we're taking it to every little single thing that's going around in the fucking news in the world, we cannot say that, oh, well, there's a lot more good. Unfortunately, in this world, there's not a lot more good. There's a lot more evil. I mean, let's look like
How?
Yeah, I
What
I
do
agree.
want
you
to
I
bring
mean?
this
agree
up,
with
but
that
let's
part.
look at
I'd
the Epstein
agree.
files for crying out loud. Let's look at our president for crying out loud. Let's look at so many people who
Let,
are in who are
you're
Y'all
in
don't
talking.
act
You're
the
like
still
y'all not
talking.
Epstein or
sexist now.
everything like
Y'all need.
that. What are they?
The
The
numbers
majority of
you're
them are
using,
men doing
no.
things.
But the numbers
So
you're using,
That's like
right?
saying look
Let's
up
say
how many people is racist. Boy, be for real. You know come on now, like for real.
what? No, see, this is the thing where it's like you gotta stop it, right? You gotta stop it, right? Let's even hypothetically, even if I give you the credit, where let's say Trump, let's say people on the Epstein file. That's what maybe under 100 people. You can't. Well, you guys are keep on using a small percentage to equal the masses, and that's the problem. Again, we have 160 million men in the U.S. alone, right? When I look at, like, let's say crime statistic, homicide, about 400,000 of those are men, right? That's not even a drop in the bucket to the population of men. So it's not even the majority. It's not even half. Right. So I mean, I don't disagree. Yes, there are terrible men out there, 100%. But it's the idea that a lot of women view all men or majority of men as bad, and that is the problem. Right. That's
Yeah,
the
it
problem
is.
where I really want to point out we need to stop thinking that. I don't disagree. There are terrible men out there, 100%. I'm
Yeah,
on. I'm
there
on board
is.
with you. Right. But again, when you paint the broad stroke because you see the bad men in your life, in other women's life, and then you think all men are like that or majority of men are like that, that is dishonest and that is
Well, how is
unfair.
that dishonest if majority of women have an SA experience? And that's statistical.
Majority,
How
yeah,
how
you know what?
yes, yes, that's I
When
know,
you listen
right?
to this essay
Surprising.
stories, it's
Yep,
usually like
ask.
unwanted
Go ahead and
touches,
ask around.
it's
I'm telling you, they'll
hugs,
tell
it's
you. It's a
things that
universal
not necessary.
experience for men, for
Yeah,
women to be
women will
bothered
find
by
most men
men.
creepy.
We y'all that every woman has a story about everyone, every single woman. So yes, you cannot sit here. We live in a great culture. You can't sit here
No,
and say, "Oh
you
man,
can't
well
say that.
every
You
woman
can't say
has a
that because
story. Every woman
Oh,
yeah,
has
you're
a
every
saying
woman
story."
every
so you're
woman
saying every
doesn't
man
have a
commits
great
crime.
story. Every woman does have an essay story. But you can say essay stories as if you
Majority
touch a
of
woman
women
wrong,
have a
if you brushed
SA
a woman
or a
wrong.
great majority of women have an essay or grape story. I'm not making that up. That is
But I
statistical.
don't know.
So
I
how are you
agree.
gonna
Statistic
say
of
if
what though?
majority?
Or
How are you
percentage of
gonna say
what?
that? How are you gonna say that?
Percentage of what though? What's the percentage of every third
Can
woman
you
I
can
see?
you? I promise you, I'm
They've
not
been
lying
that
to you.
happened to
Just
them.
look. I'm not lying. Just look it up. I don't remember right now, but you can look that shit up. Like for real. It's
I mean,
not. I think
it
it's like
happens to men
yeah, what
women.
too.
Nana is
A
saying
lot of
is
women
true.
experience.
Unfortunately, it's true.
So
And it
how you
happens to
gonna
men
say
That
y'all
too.
all
statistic,
not? It's a
that
small
statistic
percentage
wouldn't have
if we all
existed
going through the same.
if we taught our sons how to keep their hands to themselves and keep that shit in their fucking pants. Unfortunately, that statistic would have never existed if men weren't lustful and men knew how to respect women. But of course, obviously, we don't. They don't at all. And I'm not saying, oh, women don't do essay. I'm not saying that there aren't.
Yeah, women do that too. Yeah.
Yes, obviously they do. I'm not saying that they don't. I've known people who went through
But
that
every
as a
man don't
man.
got a story. So.
Well, I wouldn't say every man don't got a story because that's
Here's the
just
thing,
fucked
right?
up. You don't say that shit about SA. Everybody has a story about SA regardless of their fucking gender, unfortunately. And
But we
that
Yeah, well,
have
I
to
happened
have a
think
because we
story.
didn't know how to
context.
keep our hands to ourselves and we weren't lustful creatures, unfortunately. But
We have to think context, right? Like I can look it up, right? About 30 million women have been R worded, right? That's
yes.
terrible. One too many, right? But we have 170 million women in the U.S. I'm not saying that's
That's a
that's a
big
big
ass.
number.
Some women don't even
I
come
agree,
up front. Some
That's
women
but
don't
still
come up front
that's
about
not
what
every
that's
happened to
woman.
taking
them.
down us though. That brung us down
That's
a
not
lot. So.
that's not every woman, right? And no, actually, I kind of up the number, right? I up the number, right? I mean, like
That's
there's
That's
studies
true,
that
but it's
says
not
like
that's
every
it's
enough
woman.
to
But
where that's
17 to
actually enough
25
to where you
million.
could be
But
like,
that
oh man.
statistic is only made by women who opened up about their story. There's women,
Imagine the
including
ones
me
who didn't.
myself, that don't
And
open
the
up
ones
of
who
what
weren't
happened to
found.
them.
And the ones who were human trafficked. Imagine them.
Most of them are dead
We're
now.
talking about U.S. We're not talking about out of the U.S. Nana. We're talking about
Human
U.S.
trafficking happens in the US too.
Yeah, I understand
Not
that, but
by
I'm saying that majority of it
by
happens
any kind of
outside of
Epstein
the
big
files,
country.
degree of that.
Epstein files.
Okay, but I'm
I
more
think
thinking
every
that,
man's
right?
evil, man. Every man's evil according to
It's
them.
That is the
Not every man
problem.
is evil. Not every man is evil. I'm
Oklahoma
not going to
is
sit
one
here
of
and
the
say every
most
man is evil
human
and
traffic
every
states because
woman
it's
is
by the
innocent,
border of
because that's
Mexico.
not true. There's women who are evil just like there's men who are evil. It's on equal sides, unfortunately, because of how fucked up this world is. But there is men who do a lot more crimes than women, and that is statistically proven. I'm not going to
But
sit
it's
here
not
and say
enough
whether
men, right?
the
It's
thing is
not a lot
it's
of men.
statistically proven. I'm not going to
It's
go and
too
say it's not
much.
true. It's statistically proven. There's a lot more men that
We
do
agree,
more
but
crimes.
like but none of you guys can say,
Yeah,
right?
we agree with
None
that.
of
But
you
But
guys
I'm
can
not
say
going to
that.
say every
not
man is
every
evil.
man.
No,
We're
I'm
not
not going to
saying
you
say
it's
say
that.
every
every
man you
man. We're just
see
pointing out the
has committed a
problem.
crime. That's what y'all saying. Y'all saying every man y'all see or talk to or see out in the mall or at
Oh no, I'm not
Walmart or
saying that.
Target
I'm
or
not saying
restaurants.
that. I'm not saying that
I
at
mean,
all.
Nana's saying it. Nana's saying that all the time. Nana's like, oh, well, every man, it's all men. According to her, it's every man.
It's
Every
not
man is
every
committing a
man.
crime.
It's not every man. It's the majority of men.
It's
But I'm
not
not gonna
all.
say
You
all
See,
have
men
to
are
that
like
look
already
that.
at both
that
of
is wrong
them.
too. It's not the
You have to prove
majority.
like you're not like
I
that.
say
If
the
it's
majority because if you look at it statistically proven, it says it more there. I'm
No, it's
not
guilty
I'm
statistically
until
not saying the
proven
proven
that
majority
wrong.
it's
because at
not.
the end of the day,
Okay,
it's
we agree
facts.
with that. But y'all saying every man y'all see,
You're guilty
y'all
I'm
by
not saying every man I
association.
see is
You're
like that.
guilty
guilty
by
by
I'm not
association.
saying
association.
Yeah,
every
that's
man I
literally
see is
false
like that because I
allegations.
have male
That's
family members. I
That's
have
literally
male
false
friends.
allegations.
I've
That's you can go
engaged.
to
I'm
jail
not
for
going to say
that.
they're
For
evil.
assuming
I'm not
anyone
going to
that
say
can
they
committed
have
a
crimes.
crime.
I'm not going to say a man that I have a conversation with or a man that I work with is evil. I don't know him. I don't know anything that he's
But
done in
I'm
his
not
fucking
putting it
life.
past him either. I'm not putting the shit past him. He could be evil.
Yeah,
Shit.
see, Nana, according to Nana, every man should go to jail.
Not
According to Nana,
every,
every
but I'm
man,
not about to put it
you just
past
said
you.
every
You
man
could
should
be
go to jail.
evil.
You said every
No,
man
you got
commit
to keep
crime.
your
Every man
head.
to
You
go to
have to keep
jail.
your head on a swivel. You can't assume people are nice.
If you do
I'm
a
not gonna
crime,
put it past
you go to jail, obviously. But that doesn't specifically lie on men. It lies on women too. Every fucking gender does a crime in this world. So no, it just doesn't lie with fucking women. It also lies men. It also lies with women too. You do a crime, unfortunately, baby, in the law, you're gonna go to jail. End of
That's true.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's true. But
what?
according to Nana,
Or
every man should go
prison.
to jail though, because Nana
I
said
don't
every
think
man
she's
of
saying that.
crime
I don't think
commits.
she's
No,
saying
That's
that.
every
what she
man. He
said.
know I'm not saying that. He knows what I'm
That's
saying.
what she said.
You just don't like it because y'all have a hard time with accountability.
Hard
No,
time. I just proved your accountability. Women struggle with
no,
Well,
no.
accountability.
okay, the host, you're cool. You've been more accountable than the rest. I will say that.
I
Oh my
I just want us
gosh.
to prove. I just want us to understand that yes, we could find common ground. That yes, I don't disagree that one too many things. If those things happen to women, it's one too many. I agree, but I think it's a bad thing that we when we say majority of men or all men or anything that it's very small percentage of men. And if women can understand it's a small percentage of men, I'm not saying women don't be cautious. Please be cautious, right? Because bad things
Yeah.
can happen to anyone. But to think that it's majority of men is such a disservice to men because at the end of the day, I've seen so many stories, right, where men don't want to help because one, they don't want they don't want to get hurt, but two, why would I get help? Why would I help a woman that thinks I'm a all word or a terrible man or evil man or misogynist or sexist any of
Right.
that
Well,
stuff.
unfortunately,
So
that's
a lot of
on
men are
them. That's
stepping
on
away.
them. That's on them. That's not
But
on you.
yes, it's on the men to not do it, but it's also on you for your rhetoric, right? When you say majority of men are that's hypothetically evil, well then, like, okay, fine. If you already think I'm evil, why would I even help you? That's the mindset of a lot of men. I'm not saying that men, I think men should help out women. We should help out each other.
Yeah.
But again, you gotta understand that words matter. When you already think that I'm a bad man, there's no point in me helping someone that already hates me, right?
Yeah.
That's the mindset of people in general, right? I think women would think the
Right.
same. But I think if
Yeah.
all men think all women are terrible, why would even women even look men's direction? So I think
Yeah.
that's another part of the divide that we have, where I think it's insane. And I like Nana, right? She seems cool, but to say that men are evil, it's such a disservice to men, right? To say even Royal saying majority of men, I think that's a disservice to men, and
I only
I
say
want
the
more people to
majority. I'm not
understand.
saying the majority of men are evil. I'm saying when you look at the statistics on crimes, what's the gender? It's male. I don't
I
want to say
agree,
that, but it's statistics. It's facts. I can't disagree with that. Unfortunately,
no,
I wouldn't
but
say that if it wasn't in facts, if it wasn't ran, if there weren't statistics on it. But
But
that unfortunately,
you have
that's
to
how this
understand the
world is.
statistic. You have to understand the statistics. When I said this, right? Majority of violence is committed by men. It's not the same
Yeah.
thing as majority of men commit those violence, right? We
Yeah.
look at statistics,
Yeah.
like about homicides or all that stuff. About 400,000 men, 400,000, but compared to 160 million men, it's not even. It's barely 1%. right? So that's why I want people to understand. Yes, a lot of men commit terrible things,
Yeah.
but it's not that many in the grand scheme of things. So
Okay, yeah, I
that's
kind of
how I
get,
want
I
to see
get
it.
where you're coming from. I get where you're coming
Yeah.
from. Yeah, I understand that. I understand what Nana was trying to say too, but at the same time, we can't sit here and say, oh, one gender is more evil than the other because both men and
Yeah.
women are
Yeah.
evil. This world is filled with evil people. I mean,
No.
there's not
Yeah.
only just men in the Epstein files, there's also women in the Epstein files. There is
Mm-hmm.
people who do evil fucking crimes. There's like somebody said in the comments, I'm not sure who said in the comments, but a man, he said, I'm not sure the gender. So they said female teachers are the ones who create the most essay crimes against teenage boys. Is
Mm-hmm.
that wrong? No, it's not wrong. It's true because when you look at it in the news, there's a lot of female teachers who do that. It's been coming up a lot more recently. A lot of people have been opening up about it a lot more recently because it is true. But I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say, oh well, all men, all women are do essay. All men,
Yeah.
all women are, you know, are evil. All men, all women do crime. I'm not gonna say that because not every single person does a crime. Not every single person is
Mm-hmm.
evil. Not every single person is like this, but we can't pick and choose a side of who is evil, who is not, who does this, who does not that. What we should be really focusing on is the people who do fucked up shit and holding them accountable and making sure that the people they did things to are hold accountable for those things.
Totally
And those
agree.
people
Totally
have
agree.
justice.
Totally agree.
Simple as that.
Hillary, what are your thoughts? What would you want to say?
I would like to first put a disclaimer saying, are we gonna have a real conversation, or I'm gonna get
Yes.
silenced when I don't agree?
No, no, no. I'm perfectly fine if you don't agree. We would love it. If you disagree, it's
Well,
fine.
I think that this prompt, especially number one, is rage bait. Women are more or just as violent as abusive men. Come on.
Well,
You
here's
don't
my
even have the strength
let's.
as a
How about
man to even
let me
compare that.
explain it a little bit. Let me explain it a little bit, right? So before you judge what I'm thinking, right? I agree, right? It's a little bit rage baited, but here's my kind of concept, right? I think that I think that we have to think about women's violence in a different way. Okay, I think that women can be just as violent, or women have been just as violent and abusive like men, because women can manipulate men, can be emotionally violent, can be emotionally abusive, right? Women nowadays don't have a problem with laying hands on men, right? I think women, sometimes if a man, like, let's say if a man does a woman dirty, right? She would say that, I'm gonna get my father on you, I'm gonna get my brother on you, my cousin, so on and so on, other men on you, right? Essentially pointing men like a gun towards other men. Essentially kind of violent, kind of abusive in my opinion, okay? So that's how I go about it, where I want to, and again, I'm not saying men aren't violent, men aren't abusive, that's not the prompt, right? But it's more to show that, women are no better than men just because women are women, right? And women can be
I think this
violent or
is
abusive in a different way.
I think this is a way to avoid accountability on the attack of women. Wholeheartedly. It's like, you know what? You guys just do the same thing, and there's like no accountability written in this, right? It's just a way to justify man's action. And I understand that when you say the word man, it doesn't speak for all men, but it's just a way of writing off accountability, and I don't like that.
How so?
Because it's like a man can this Jesus. Okay, I don't want to say a man can't be abused, but it's like, come on, bro. It's either you fight back, you leave, or like, it's not like, oh, like for instance, if a man, I could leave, of course, right? But if I was to sit here and fight a man, I'm gonna 9 times out of 10 lose. You're not gonna lose, so it's a wild claim, a very wild claim. You're just sitting there, literally getting beat up at that point.
Okay, do you not think that, okay, so that mindset, right? That you think you're going to lose. Do you think that a lot of men just take it then because they don't want to, I
Yes,
don't know.
and women too
So
sometimes.
I don't disagree to
Okay,
that,
so
right?
yeah, so
Again,
let's
I'm not
start over.
disagreeing that things happen to women.
Let me explain myself, right?
Go
A
ahead.
woman that stays in an abusive relationship, I'm not talking about, right? But let's just say a man attacks a woman. What's the likeliness that she can win that fight, right? So now this is the same thing. If a woman attacks you, you're going to be able to defend yourself and get out of the situation versus a woman. So it's a very invalid comparison.
Well, I'm not saying who wins a fight. I'm not saying who wins, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
but
if
I'm
We're
just
just
if
saying
both
saying.
who's
persons is fighting each
violent.
other, they're
Women can
both
be violent
violent.
too. Women can be
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
violent
they
mean,
too.
can
He's
be. They
talking about
can be.
defense, like defending yourself, basically. That's where I'm getting from what she's trying to say. A woman's not going to be able to defend herself from a man because a man is possibly more stronger, more stronger than a woman. But there is
Well,
women
do
What's
who
the
are
you?
strong too.
likeliness? What's the likeliness of it?
The
If a woman
likeliness,
attacks you, you could just two piece of boom, boom, boom.
But
You
okay,
attack
but
me,
do you?
I got like, come on, I'm over here screaming,
Okay,
help, help.
But Royal,
I
do you
don't
think
think
it's
you understand what you're
defense
trying
when
to
women
say.
attack?
No, what I understand exactly what you're saying. What I'm trying to say is that this is just like a sad way of getting out of
A sad way
accountability.
of getting out of accountability. It's not. It's not. Right? It's
He's
to
just
show that
explaining that they can
we
be
are.
just as violent or abusive.
Yeah.
anybody
This
could
is the
be
thing where
abusive,
just being
anybody can
because
be violent.
yes, and like again, just because you lose a fight doesn't mean that you weren't abusive or violent, right? Sadly, I agree. Men have the power of strength. I don't disagree with that, right? If men hit a woman, you'll see the results. If women hit a man, you might not see the results. I don't disagree with that. But again,
All right,
if it doesn't change the fact that she was violent and abusive, right? If she
so
hit a man first, or whatever.
okay, let's move on to the next thing, right?
Let's move on
What's
to the next
causing
thing,
some of
right?
these
Go
fights
for
in
it.
the
Some of these fights
household,
in the
right? I think
household,
everybody
right?
is always
I
focused
think
on the
everybody is always focused on the
Is it me echoing or what?
Is it me echoing or
No,
what?
I can hear
It
too.
probably is.
No, I can hear too.
Hold on.
Who's
You
echoing?
have background noise.
Who's echoing?
I don't know, not echoing, but it seems like there's background noise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back
Probably
now.
on my end.
Yeah, I'm back now.
No, that's not me
Okay.
because I done went on
No, that's
airplane
not
mode
me
and
because
came
I done
back.
went on airplane mode and came back.
Someone is echoing.
Someone is echoing.
So
Yeah, echo.
so
Continue.
I don't lost my train of thought.
I lost my
2 seconds.
train of thought. 2 seconds.
Okay,
Well, you're
another
talking about
thing.
what's happening in the marriages.
Another thing.
Okay, yeah. I
Okay,
also
yeah.
believe, right?
I also
A lot of
believe,
reasons
right?
that
A
things
lot
to
of
stem
reasons
to
that things to stem
hitting
to
and fighting and all of this is
hitting
because
and
a lot of
fighting and all of this is
healthy
because a lot of
um
healthy
unhealthy communications is going on in
unhealthy
the household,
communications
right?
is going on in the household, right? I agree.
So now
So now
I'm not saying that it's okay,
I'm not
right? But I think that a lot of it is happening
that a lot
because
of
people don't know how to practice healthy communication skills, and then a party gets frustrated and then somebody's striking somebody, right? I think a big root of this problem is people getting to the bottom of healthy communication skills. I think a lot of men was raised in this patriarchy idea, and they're so big on their ego that they can't fathom the fact of being wrong and somebody's arguing and listen, there's a lot of unhealthy women too that have narcissistic ways. So let me just throw that out there, right? There's two parties in a household that don't know how to communicate, don't know how to comprehend, and don't know how to take accountability. And people are fighting. And it's like, fuck it. Boom, hit somebody, and this is what's causing a lot of these problems. Until people learn to unlearn some of the bad behavior that their parents let them get out of the house with, these problems are going to still exist.
No, I agree. There's terrible communications in modern day relationships. I definitely agree to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
I don't
I
know how
I
that's
don't
going to be combated, right? Like, but I try to do my part as like not letting my kid practice unhealthy ways, but I think it's something that needs to be added in the school curriculum. Why women leave
That's
majority
not
of the
bad.
time? Why women leave majority of the time is because of boredom, selfishness, not because he is bad or he is a bad boyfriend or husband. Once again, I'm not going to agree on that. But this is the thing. When you try to tell a man what's happening, they would like to invalidate a woman's experience, right? They want to think for themselves and they want to think for women. Women and men are wired different. In order for it to work, both parties have to be heard. But I think we're still living under this expectation of this patriarchy and how people perceive it should be, right?
I
I think
agree and disagree on that prompt too. Like, there is women who do leave men who just for no reason, just because they're bored of that man. But there is women who do leave because their partner is bad, a bad boyfriend, a
Well,
bad husband.
what's bad? What is like?
uh,
This is the thing where I think a lot of women, honestly,
I would
are.
say cheating. Cheating.
But see, that's the thing, right? No, let's take
That's the
that out
number one
because
thing. Cheating.
no, let's take that out because
the number one
you could
reason
say
of
that you could say
divorces
cheating.
The number one
Number
reason of divorces and breakup is communication.
Yes, that is number one reason.
Cheating is
not
number
cheating.
3.
Cheating, yes. So it is up there, but you could write why, right? So let's take it out. Let's take out finances and cheating. Why do you think a lot of number one reason, right, that women leave? And I interpret it. I interpret that communication part is as boredom or selfishness. As in she's fell out of love with him. There's no spark anymore. The grass is greener. She wants something better. She wants to find herself. A lot of these things that women like to say, right? I want to find myself. I feel like I'm only a wife or a mother, right? I'm unfulfilled in my relationship. So essentially, that's how I see that, and I equate that to boredom and selfishness. Not necessarily because he's a bad husband or a bad boyfriend. That's how I interpret it.
So basically, miscommunication. In other words,
Lack of communication and understanding to begin with. But from my perception, right? I can't speak for everyone. My perception is that I think a man is wired different to a woman, right? And especially
True.
when you involve a child, right? So now, when a woman has a child, and I think this is what breaks a lot of homes. When a woman has a child, they say this thing about postpartum or whatever. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. This is a real thing, right? Postpartum, right? This is like, okay, this woman brings home a brand new baby and it's like, oh my God, am I doing enough? How am I going to give this kid the best life ever? Right? And she's going into this drive of wanting to be better and doing better. Now, a man, he didn't give birth. So he's not going through these changes and emotions, right? And it's like, yeah, whatever I got going on right now is good enough, right? And maybe it's just barely working. And now you're in this thing where you're telling someone, yo, we need to do this, we need to do this. And it's just like, chill out. And this is causing a rift in the relationship. If a man, and I could be wrong, right? Because I can't speak for everyone, but men have to understand that they have to always, they have to reinvent themselves all the time, the same way a woman does, right? You have to become a new man all the time, the same way a woman does. When she shifted into motherhood, she changed. She's a brand new person, bro. A whole different new person. She's not thinking about herself no more first. She's thinking about the baby. Men don't take that shift over, right? And it's like, yo, I got a job. Why you bitching? Why you complaining? Da-da-da-da. And it's just like, oh, nothing is never good enough for this lady. She always want me to do this. She want me to do that. Da-da-da-da. And it's like I said, it's just rewiring. People are not wired the same. So people are looking at these as complaints and not trying to understand where either party is coming from.
I want to say this. I think that's, maybe personal experience, but I think in general, men have changed, right? I mean, let's say there are studies that have shown there's a substantial increase in men being part of the household, right? Doing household work, being more active in childcare. Hell, I think there's statistics that Black men are one of the most involved in their children's lives. So I think it's very... To say it's men aren't changing, men have, right? I believe
I'm
men are more emotionally touched than ever.
I'm talking about
in general.
No, but I'm talking the example that I'm giving you is like, in the household, in a personal relationship after the baby comes.
Okay, so you're talking about hardships experiencing, like raising a kid, troubling times, kind of rough in that situation. That you're trying to explain, basically.
What I'm trying to explain to you is the shift that a woman takes after a child, right? That a man doesn't take emotionally. So it causes a little rift there, right?
But what kind of change? Like
I see what you're trying
children?
to say, but I mean, both of them raise their children, though, raise the kid.
Yeah, I mean, if it's emotional, he's not going to understand how you're feeling unless you talk about it. But
but that's what I'm saying. Children, this goes back to communication. This goes back to communication. When someone's expressing it, it's like, yo, this lady always got a problem. Nothing is never good enough. What is the problem now? This is what's happening. Instead of actually taking the time out to understand that this girl is going through things. And I'm not saying all women are holy. I'm not saying that at all, because we have some outrageous women out here.
Okay.
But when a woman communicate with her husband, like, hey, I'm going through this and that, this is what's happening, instead of like you saying that he's gonna get mad and angry, shouldn't he be able to like talk with his wife about the situation?
She should be able to talk to her husband. Is that what ends up happening? Or is like, yo, I got a job, I pay the bills, why are you complaining? And it gets written off.
Well, it's dependent on the situation, right? Is he providing the whole thing, or if it's 50? I mean, she's working, he's working. I think To be
Exactly. She's
honest,
stay at home mom, or what's going on in the situation?
the responsibility changes.
Yes, the responsibility changes, but I just believe that there's a shift that men don't take, right? Because they don't go through that experience to understand it. It's not natural, that shift, you know?
Yeah,
Okay,
the
I kind of
emotional part,
disagree.
but
I
men do
disagree.
become, very active, right, with their children, right? I mean,
They
the
usually
emotional,
are.
yeah, men don't understand. Men won't understand women emotion. I kind of agree, but it's like if you're talking about women changing to mother mode, men change into father mode as well, right?
Yeah, they do.
So
You can't say that
Can
and
remains
you
I
their
don't
child
explain
all the
that? Can
time.
you explain that?
more protective, more disciplinarian, push to be provide more. I mean, a lot of men or try to take more responsibility in the household, more time to watch the children. I mean, men, like I said, there are studies that show that men are there's an uptick in men being more active in the domestic work like cleaning, cooking, men being more active in childcare. Like I said, there's statistics show that black men are even increasing in how they raise their children, where they're very active in their children's lives. Yeah, fathers, they go into father mode.
I would
Yeah, like
like
cleaning,
to.
changing the diapers, washing the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I would
There's,
You
like
usually
to
take them
agree
out
with
to
that.
stores, getting them food, and getting them and stuff
yeah,
like
I
that
know
too.
what you're
Taking them
about
out
to
on the
say. Say it
carts.
for me, because I know exactly what you're going to say. Say it for me.
I would like to agree with that, but the thing is, from how I grew up and how I experienced things, it's not like that for me. And I'm not gonna say that it's like that for everybody else, but I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna say my experience. So I'm 18 right now. I
Uh
have
huh.
a Afro Latino dad. My mom, she's Puerto Rican. They divorced.
Mm-hmm.
My dad always complained about providing for us. He did not like to take care of us. Whenever he got back home from work, did not want to help with my mom with nothing. But yet on the
Uh
weekend,
huh.
he did not want to help with nothing in the house, even though he didn't have work on those days. He will always complain. Now he has a
Mm-hmm.
different wife. My stepmother. My stepmother has a lot of kids. Most of them grew up. They have their own lives, but she still has certain kids. She's 50 years old right now. My dad is 48, I think, 47. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
My dad doesn't have a relationship with me. He doesn't have a relationship with my sister. He doesn't have a relationship with my stepbrother. He doesn't even have a proper relationship with the youngest either or any of her kids. Even though those are not his kids, but he had helped raise some of them. He had helped discipline some of them. He had helped give advice to some of them. But he is not the type, nor does not want to provide. The only
Okay.
time he wants to is when my stepmother puts her foot down and says, "You need to help." What my dad wants to do is just waste money on stupid shit. My stepmom has to
Mm-hmm.
be the one to control certain things. My dad does not like to help clean, to help cook. He hasn't cooked in 10 years after stop being with my mom.
So essentially,
Mm-hmm.
what she's saying here is all the things that you said is ideal, but does it actually happen? No.
Yes, it
Yeah, it
does
does. I
happen.
gave
It
you
happens not all the
statistics.
It
time, but it
may
does
just
happen
happen,
though.
it may just happen, but in certain Hispanic
Yeah, and
households,
those are the
it doesn't
relationships.
happen.
And listen, and those are the relationships that usually work, right? And then some of them that end up working, women just eat shit to be happy. Point blank, period.
Here's that. This is why I say I have the prompt that number 4, right? It's
Number 4.
accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, and I mean, like,
I
it's
mean, we
bad
could be
that
accountable.
you have that.
I could be accountable
Yeah,
right now. Women need to make sure they vet these men properly. And
exactly.
even after the vetting
Exactly,
process, you
yeah.
still don't know. Real quick, you still don't know who someone could be, right? So women need to be accountable for that. If they carry a child into this world, that they're ready to do the work by themselves. Don't have no kid on this happily ever after. And if the happily ever after doesn't work out, then you resent your children. Okay, but we could take as much as accountability as you want, but it takes two people to make change in order for something. And what I continuously see is one party just trying to tell women what they need to do for things to be better. It takes two people in order to resolve a problem.
Here's my thing where you gotta think of it like this, right? We will always have
Mm-hmm.
criminals. We will always have criminals. We can't change that. We will always have bad men, right? The only thing we can change, or the only thing we control, is ourselves. The sad reality: if you choose a bad man and you have the results that comes with choosing a bad man, well, we're adults. It's unfair. Life is unfair. This is how it is.
Yeah, so life
Right?
is
This is
unfair
why I
when
promote vent. that
Life is
better,
unfair
right?
when women get up and walk away. Y'all can't come on the internet crying about it. It's
No,
not in bondage,
no one's
man.
coming. No,
Enslaved. Listen, I think a lot
no
of
one's
men have this
crying.
notion. I think a lot of men have this notion that I gave her a baby, so she's gonna stick through whatever. No, sadly awakened. This is not. This is 2026 now. If you want to be in the household, you want the woman to stay with you. You have to actively be a reason to be kept. The same way she has to be kept.
Exactly.
If she's not doing
But
something you don't like, you are entitled to leave, and she's entitled to leave. Don't give out
but see
Goes
babies
this.
both
as a
ways.
form of,
Goes both
But
ways.
I'm gonna keep you with a
but
baby.
But see, this is where my personal opinion, right,
Right.
comes into effect. Where I believe that women aren't leaving just bad men, right? I believe and this is my personal thing, right? I'm not saying that this is I have statistics, but I've heard plenty of women said they just fall out of love with him. He's a good father, he's a good husband, but I just don't want to be with him anymore.
And that's
Why?
Yeah,
I
they
think
just
stupid.
get
That's
bored
plenty
or
of
stupid.
A
women
whatever.
good
think that.
father
Usually, what
and
happens.
a good father and a good what you said?
Good
I think
husband, right?
I don't
Plenty
think
of women do that.
I don't think that if you were
Plenty of
good,
women.
someone just leaves you, bro. Maybe
They
they
do
just don't
leave
want to
you.
Do
They
bash.
you admit,
do.
right?
Maybe
They
maybe
do
you
You as
all
don't
the
want
women,
to.
you
time.
Real
admit
quick, maybe you don't want to
you admit that
bash
you can
that
lose the
person.
flame, right? Passion, right? A lot of women,
But they do
a lot of
though. They
women
leave all
complain
the
they don't have the
time.
butterflies, they don't have the fame, they don't have the passion anymore, the excitement of a relationship. They're bored.
But
There's no
I told
excitement in a
you,
relationship. They want.
Then that's
this
the fault
Yeah,
of
it
the
happens
requires
all the
woman.
time
this
though.
requires being a different person all the time. This is the same thing as a girl changing her hairstyle, doing different things. Oh, you got stretch marks, you went and got a tummy tuck so you don't have stretch marks. It's about reinventing yourself all the time.
Yeah, but the women,
That's
they get bored. Either they leave the man, they get bored, and they sign the
Yeah,
divorce
what you
papers.
expect them
It's
to do? Be
over.
bored and stay with you?
it's
It's
Then
not
they
in
shouldn't
see
be
that's the
they
bondage.
shouldn't
thing.
be in the relationship to begin with then. Because if you're gonna get bored of somebody that you claim that you love, that you want to marry,
Yeah,
then you shouldn't be in a relationship with them. That's just fucked up. It goes with men and
Right.
women. It's not
I
solely on
agree.
women, it's on not solely on men, it's both of them. If you're gonna be in a relationship, make sure that you're gonna love that person. And if maybe you're losing feelings, try to connect, go on dates, do things for that
But
person.
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
It
Right. But
takes
they get
work.
divorces all the time.
Reinventing,
it does
doing new
take it
things, not
it
doing the
does take
same
work.
shit. Oh, you know what boredom is caused by? Doing the same thing over and over and
Yeah.
over and over with no change. So now when you're doing the same thing, this is like every day you eat chicken. At some point you go outside, you're gonna want to taste something different, right?
Exactly.
So
But
you have to
this is
continue
but
to reinvent
but
yourself.
but see, this is also I want women to understand, right? Life isn't like we aren't millionaires. Life isn't always jet setting. Life is kind of boring. For most people, life
Wait,
will
go
Right.
back to
always
that
be
line that
boring.
you said.
Life will always be boring. We're
No,
not going
you
to always
said
we're not millionaires. We're not
you're
jet
not
setting all the
millionaires,
time.
and this is
Things
what I
are
told you.
yes. So what would you tell? What did you say?
When I told you about a man getting a job and being content with this position and not moving up. So now you have new things and new expenses. And then these are the same men that don't want women to work and help them.
Yeah, but it
First of
doesn't
all, I
happen in all
think
relationships though. It doesn't happen in all relationships. It happens in some of them, yes, but sometimes it does happen when women are unhappy, or sometimes it's difficult for them to communicate their situation that they're having problems relationship. Happens all the time with money issues, financial issues, infidelity, and communication, like you said before, among the divorces.
I
and you
think
can also think
communication
that,
is
right?
breaking a lot of households for sure.
I agree. I agree. But you also got to think that a lot of times, happiness shouldn't 100% be dependent on the other person, right? I think a lot of times in these particular cases, right, where women leave, they probably expect that, okay, being with this man, I'm unhappy, so I need to leave this man. Instead of, you know what, maybe looking within yourself where you find other avenues for happiness, or you also communicate with the person, right? And I think that a lot of women honestly just don't see the point in it. So this is why I said they may be good husbands, they may be good fathers, but women are just actually just bored, or they don't want this life anymore. That's how I
Okay.
see it.
So, okay, let me ask you another question. Off a little topic.
Yeah,
Not
go
off
ahead.
topic. In all honesty, what if someone does get bored? You don't think people are entitled to walk away?
No, you made a commitment. I'm sorry.
I agree with the host.
We're
I agree with the
adults.
host. I had to agree with him on that because what was the point of getting the relationship to begin with?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you even with somebody? Why are you making love to that person? Why are you having kids with that person? Why are you doing things with that person if you're gonna end up getting bored? If
Right.
if you're the type of person, you know how you are, and you know you're gonna get bored of things easily, don't get in a relationship. You're gonna ruin somebody's mental health. You're gonna ruin how they view love. you're going to hurt that person deeply and emotionally.
Okay,
And
so
that's
next
just messed
question.
up.
Next question. Do you think a man could be with the same woman for the rest of his life?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes and
Are
no.
y'all
Yes, you can.
lying? Are y'all lying?
No, we're telling the
Yes.
truth. I've seen it happen in
I'm not saying
real life.
every
I've
man.
seen it.
I'm not saying every
My
man,
dad
but yes,
has
men
So
can.
been with the same
commits?
girl since he got married to since 19 years
Yeah,
old.
I'm not talking
Been
about
married
being
to
in
the
a
same
marriage
person.
with the person. I said be with the same woman for the rest. Be only with
Yes. Yes.
intercourse, right? Because listen, most of the
Yes.
affairs. Wait, yeah, it's easy to say these things, right? When you want to prove a point, right? But most of the affairs
No,
are
no.
committed. Most of the affairs are committed by men, right?
No, they're not. They're committed by
Yes.
women.
No, they're not.
They're committed by both of them.
No,
Just
They're
be
they're
committed by
Here's
they're
women.
high.
again.
They're more
it's
committed
Committed
by
by
the woman.
women.
I mean, by the man.
Majority are committed by women, not men.
Come on, bro.
It's women. You
Pull
can
it
look it
up
up.
then.
It's
Pull it
majority of
up.
them are
not just
women.
women, and it's neither just men. Yeah, men do it most
Yeah,
of the time, but
I don't really. I mean,
it's
I'm not
both
trying
of them.
to.
It's fucking both of them.
Yeah,
They both
I'm
do
not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it. Some women, they're like, well, this man's not giving me what the hell I want, so I'm gonna do this. Or, oh, this man is not, he doesn't love me anymore. This and this and this and that. So I'm gonna find another person. And the man, well, I don't like the way she looks anymore. I'm getting bored of her. I'm gonna go find somebody else. Oh, well,
So
I
yeah.
don't
it's
love
that.
me
So I
and she
looked it
doesn't
up
want to
and it
give me
said men
exactly
usually
that.
commit the most affairs. But anyways, that's neither here or there. Okay? First of all, we
Yeah, but
have
still
to
close
sit
to
down
percentage
real
though.
quick. I didn't look at the percentage, but I could go back after I land my
Percentage is
plane.
close. It's
Yeah,
close.
But
right.
here's how I
But
want you to think
men
about it.
lead.
Right?
Right, real quick. Let me finish real quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We were indoctrinated to begin with, right? All of this marriage stuff is not nature. And this is why so many divorces happen, right? You're indoctrinated. We were indoctrinated. If you find your true love, so be it, right? But that doesn't mean that everyone has to sit here and force to be with someone for 80 plus years, bro. When there's a billion people on this world. Things happen, people move on, and you shouldn't sit there and resent people by just sitting there trying to, live by society's norm.
No, I
This is
don't disagree,
indoctrination.
Well,
but
that's true.
don't
I
get
agree with what
married.
she's saying. But, like,
Don't get married. Don't
yes,
make that
exactly.
Absolutely
commitment.
Don't
right.
get
But
married. Don't get
first,
married at
you
all.
say don't get married, but then men judge a woman's worth on if she got married or not. You having a
Why do you
conversation?
care?
No,
Then you
listen,
don't
you might
care.
not
Don't
care.
you care?
You might not care, but society judges a woman if she doesn't get married. So you're forcing indoctrination.
No, because
So
here's the
force a
thing
woman to
where,
get married. Is that what you're saying, basically?
No,
yeah,
you're not gonna force
I think
me, but I feel
society's.
like a
I
lot of
think,
the
to be
society is
honest,
forcing
society's
people.
pushing women to stay single. Right? We
No,
push the strong, independent women for decades now. So
But
Yeah,
there's
they
I
are.
some
don't.
They're
I don't
people,
pushing
there's
see.
them.
some,
Feminists are pushing men to be independent, women to be
Yeah, I don't
independent,
see. I don't
to
see
be the single
society
you
life
said
pushing
or
that.
whatever.
but
feminists is
there's some
pushing
people,
men to be independent.
there's
No,
some people who do
society's
both
pushing
of it,
everyone to
though.
be independent. Right? Marriage rates are down, divorce rates are high, birth rates are low. Society's pushing everyone to be single. Right? We're not pushing
Yeah, pretty
marriage.
much.
We're not
No,
pushing
I
marriage
don't.
anymore.
No. I think all that happened was they just lifted. They didn't. They're not pushing it. What it was is that they gave
How do
people
you?
freedom, right? And people
Yeah.
are having the
Yeah,
free will to
obviously.
choose. That's what's happening. They're not saying, "Oh, don't get married," but if there's an option not to get married, people are taking that. They're not saying
No
that.
one's saying to
Oh,
get
don't get
married.
married.
Who's tell? I mean, like
You know, you
any
just
kind
said
of
that
popular media,
society.
people.
You just said
No,
society is pushing people to not be married, and I don't think that's true. I just
it
think
No, it
people.
is.
is true. It is
The
true. They're
strong,
How
pushing it all
independent
okay?
the
How
woman
are they
is a
time.
pushing it?
They're
popular
pushing more
rhetoric,
women to be
right?
independent. They're pushing more women
Beyonce
to
What
be
does
single
independent, make their
ladies,
independence
own
have to
money.
right?
do with? Okay, but do you guys hear your
Independence from
sound?
who, right?
What
You're
does
independent from a
what,
man.
what does
So you're not.
independence? What does independence have to do with people being married?
Because they want to be
Okay,
single. They want to
if
make
you're
their own money,
independent,
be
you're not married.
financially whatever.
You
Yeah,
can
you're not
make
married. You're
money
by
and still be
yourself.
married.
Yeah.
No, no. I'm
Yeah,
saying
but
independent.
we're
Right?
not
If
saying
you're
that. We're
independent,
saying
you got to be
independent.
independent from somebody.
Pardon
Exactly.
me?
They're pushing for women to be single, men to be single, make as
No,
much
they're
money
not
as you
pushing.
can,
Listen,
be
listen,
financial.
listen,
Yes,
listen,
they
listen.
are.
You
They're
gotta
pushing
view
all
women as
over.
people, bro. View women as people, please.
No, we're not. No one's
We're not.
not. No one's.
We're
Imagine
not
someone
saying they're
telling
not
you,
people.
listen real quick. Imagine someone telling you, because you can work now, they're pushing you not to be married. What is that?
They
Okay,
are pushing people to
okay.
not be
Here's
married.
one
They're
rhetoric,
pushing people
right?
to be single.
What people doing is like, don't get married right now. Wait. That's essentially right. People are saying,
Yeah.
don't waste your younger years, right?
Yeah.
Have fun, focus on your
Why
career.
are they
That's
saying
literally
that?
Exactly.
telling you to
Why are
push
they
That's what they're
saying that?
saying.
being married.
Because people built, listen, I 100% agree that you should not be getting married at 18 years old.
Well, right there, you're pushing not to get married. So really,
No, that's not
you
true.
agree.
Okay,
That is
so let me
true.
hear
Most
this.
women
Okay, real
telling
quick.
other
Okay,
women don't
let me
get
ask you a
married.
question. Yeah, because they know that they gave up their best years taking care of kids, bro.
Whatever
You
the
can still
reason
have
is,
kids
whatever the
in your
reason
late
is, you're
20s, your
showing that
late
you're
your,
proving
your
it.
30s. Why are you doing
Whatever
that
the
at
reason,
18?
Yeah, but
whatever
you
the
just proved my
reason,
point though. See, to stay single. You're saying to
you're
stay
still,
single, not get
No,
married.
I'm saying to not rush into something. That's what I'm saying.
but it
Yeah, but
doesn't
you're saying to
change
stay
that
single
you're
though. You're saying
pushing
not to
it.
rush marriage. You're saying to stay
Yeah.
single, right? That's literally what you just said.
Okay.
I think what she's trying to say is not to get married right now. You could still be with that person, but just wait for your time. Wait to see if you really want to marry that person. I don't think she's trying to say that she's single. Just say single, because she wanted to say that, she would have said just be by yourself, just stay by yourself, just be single. She would have just said it upfront like
All
that.
right.
Here's the
Okay. I
train of
have
thought you
another
gotta
thing
look
that
at,
I
right?
want
Here's
to
that.
ask. I have another thing
Go
to
ahead.
ask.
Go ahead.
There's lots of men go, and I have
Someone
to
has
say,
a really loud background, right? Someone has a really loud background.
not
So
me.
That's not me.
That's LOL.
I'll turn it down.
yeah, just turn it a little bit down.
All right.
Go ahead.
I've
Go
seen a
ahead.
lot of rhetoric that a woman needs to be married between 18 to 25. Now they're also pushing rhetoric that a woman is a used good at 30, right? You're on a woman's back about when she's supposed to be doing stuff. So if a woman is supposed to be married 18 to 25, but you're not pushing that same incentive on men, right? How old are the men that's marrying an 18 to 25-year-old?
Here's the thing, right? I want to answer your question, right? An 18, let's say a man that's 18 to 25, he has nothing to his name, right? He has nothing. So he's barely providing for a woman. So it makes sense that men should marry at their prime, women should marry at their prime. Because you gotta think also, right? Finding a man is not easy. It is not. It's like tomorrow you're not gonna find a good, stable, quality man tomorrow. No, it takes time, months, if not years. So a woman that starts early will hopefully get it early. A man needs to build something between his younger years. So I 100%
So
on
we
board
not. So
where
we
women
not.
marry a couple years older.
Okay. So we not including love in this decision.
Yes, love is in there too. I mean, you
I didn't
can't
hear
love a
that.
man that's like
I didn't hear
10
that.
years older.
I heard that we
I mean,
focused on financial, and then men are complaining about being only financial purposes to women. So which one is
no.
it?
It's the thing. Everything should be included, right? Especially when it's marriage, right? If you want a relationship, yeah, just focus on love, right? But let's be honest. Let's be honest. You're creating a family as well, children. There should be actual responsibility, actual duty. What you provide, what she provides. Love should you should marry someone you love, right? That should be a given. That should be a given. But I think too many women marry people just because they love and just found out he can't do anything for you. He can't.
And then too many women
put a
marry
roof over
because
your
of
head.
money, and then they divorce and take half your money. So now,
But I'm not. But this is the thing. But hopefully you love him, right? So you don't do that. Hopefully there was love. So I think that women like
the
women
same
think it's either or.
incentive that
I
you're
can't find a
pushing
man that
on women,
provides and a man that loves.
Listen.
It's like this shouldn't be either or.
the same incentive that you're pushing on women, you need to push on men. Because when a woman is dating someone older than her, is a very likeliness that she can be taken advantage of, bro. And that's not okay.
That's not.
That
Take
is
advantage
true.
of how?
What you mean?
How?
If somebody is like, let's say you 18 and this person is 28, they done jump through hoops before you touch down outside. You can manipulate
Can I
a
ask? Do
person
you
like that.
you think an 18-year-old could take advantage of another 18-year-old?
Yes. I'm
Then
not
age
writing
has
that
nothing to do
off,
with it.
but what's the
Age has
likeliness
nothing
of
to
the
do with
18?
it.
Yes, it does have something to do
You
with
can
it.
No,
take
it's just a
advantage of
person.
somebody without age too. You could
You
take
can,
advantage of how
Find
they
a man
are
who
as a
cares.
person.
That.
but what you think is gonna happen
That.
though? Okay, you can take advantage. Anyone can take advantage. Don't get
Yes.
beside the point. When you're dating someone younger than you, it is easier to manipulate someone younger than you. That's like manipulating your siblings because they're younger than you.
Yes,
No,
but at the
because
same
there's.
time, though, she's choosing to be with that man, though.
Yeah, she's choosing to be with that man because of financial gain.
Yeah, but
But
it's
she's no.
accountability of her
It
taking
shouldn't be
accountable
just
for her
that,
decisions. Yeah.
right? It shouldn't
Yeah,
be just that. You should teach him like
why
you
we
should love him
can't?
because
It's just
he's moral,
she,
his character.
she. Can men take advantage of women that are younger than them? Yes or no?
Yes. Can men take
No.
advantage of
Correct.
women
Yes,
their
they
own
can.
age? Yes, too.
Yes.
Yes, they
Yes.
It doesn't
can. I
matter
agree
about
with
age.
that.
So therefore, women should be marrying people their age, and they should be building together. This is not a
Women
stay-at-home
should marry
society
men. No,
anymore.
women should marry men with
You
character,
guys need to put in the
morals,
work
good
together.
personality. right? It doesn't matter about
Listen,
age. It
if
matters
a
about
man, no,
personality.
it does, right? Listen, men
Nah,
been complaining about getting their shit taken in a divorce for the end of time. Yet y'all don't want to solve that problem. How do you solve that problem? You date somebody on your level.
By finding someone that loves you, right?
No,
Hopefully that
you
woman
find
loves
some.
you.
Yo, you cannot go into the situation not thinking about the if, ands, and buts. This is how people don't sign prenups, right?
Yeah, I mean, you should. I agree to that. You should sign prenups as well.
Right,
Yeah.
but listen,
Right?
if
I
you
mean, you should
married
think about
someone
everything.
that y'all both are adding to this table and y'all both make contributions, and when a divorce happened, both parties could lose something, the divorce would end way better. But when one person has gained all of this stuff, obviously the other person is gonna take, because that person had to sit there and watch you gain all this stuff while gaining nothing. Now, if you dated
No
on your
disagreement.
level, dated in your bracket, dated in the person that you sat there and wholeheartedly built with collectively, you won't have a problem when the divorce comes.
This is the thing where, like, when you say level, right? Men don't view women with money their level, right?
Yeah, that's the
because
problem.
at the end of the day, you're not.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But that's not because. Can I tell you, right? Do you pay for dates when you go with men?
No, but what I pay for a date, yes.
Then what does your money mean?
What
Your
you
money's
mean?
pointless.
What you mean?
How's men benefiting from your money? Are you giving men? Are you paying men?
No, I'm
Are
not
you
buying
paying
paying
men's
stuff? Are you buying
bills?
them
What I'm
gifts?
saying is, you want to
Buying
take
bills, buying
Your money's
gifts.
useless.
You want to? No, it's not useless. It's not useless.
The,
You got
the
two
only
people
use
in
is
the
that he hopes you're not a
household.
gold digger. That's the only use.
You said what?
The only use of your money is that a man hopes that you're not a gold digger. That's the only use. But let's be honest, right? Most time, whether you're 30, 40, 18, most women, you're paying women, right? Paying for dates, gifts, trips. It doesn't matter if she's your exact same age. You still are paying. So in men's mind, that's why I said
You don't think there's
choose
women
person
out
by
here?
inner,
Real
by
quick.
who you're inside.
You don't think there's women out here who spend money on men?
I do. Shit.
I never said that. I've said that's
You
pretty
never said it
rare.
at all.
So therefore,
It's
her
rare. It
money,
happens, though.
her money. No, women spend money on men. She just probably just didn't like you, and that's a fact.
Okay, but how
You
many?
didn't
but,
say you spent
I'm
money.
not saying.
okay,
I'm not
but how
saying
many
you
women
per
have done
se.
it though?
I'm not
How many
saying
women
you
have done
per
it
se.
though? On the
I'm not
first date, how many times women
Yeah,
have paid money
obviously,
on the
because
first date with a man?
obviously the first
woman
date is a
doesn't,
stretch, right?
unfortunately. No
A
one
first
does.
date is a stretch
like,
because you're
very
proving
rare.
it. Real quick, on the first date, you're trying to prove to this woman that you like her, so you're gonna pay, right? But if you're being a good person to her,
How
she's
do you
gonna
prove
cash
you
out
like
on
him?
you too. I
How do
just
you prove
told
you
you.
like him?
I just
How?
told you.
No,
I
say
said
it again then.
if she likes you, she's gonna cash out on you. She's gonna do stuff, right? But the thing
Like
is,
what?
men don't know. Whatever. She could have heard you like something and got you it. I don't know how she's gonna show it, but women spend
Let's
money
be
too.
honest.
Women spend
Let's be
money
honest.
too. If a
Yeah,
woman
I
isn't
don't know about
spending money,
that.
women spend
Yeah.
money too. I'm gonna leave it as
When?
that.
When?
When she
When
likes
have
you.
women spent money?
When she likes
Okay,
you.
so
No.
so a woman has to like you to spend money on you to prove that she likes you.
No,
I
women
didn't
will be
say that.
quicker to give
Wait,
you.
time out. I didn't say that's how she's gonna prove that she likes you, but she's going to
Yeah,
spend
women would
money when
rather.
if she likes you.
No, women would rather give their
Yes.
body
I
than
don't
give
know
their
about
money.
that. I don't know
Women would
about
rather give their
that.
body than they give their money. So no.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not saying
They
for
rather
none.
she
But
gives
let's
her
be
body,
honest,
but she also
it's not
buys
that.
gifts too. If not, you
When?
have the wrong woman.
No, because men don't expect that. Men are not
You're not
expecting.
supposed to
most
expect
men
it, but
don't
she's
expect
gonna
that.
do it. Okay, you don't
I-
ever see
I
you
mean-
don't
So
ever see
you're saying
married
every woman in a relationship buys stuff from men in relationships. That's
I
what
that,
think
you're
that
it's
they
small
truly
percentage.
if they like you.
yeah, not using you, right? When she's not using you, this woman shows up differently.
I mean,
I have
I
rarely
know women
seen that
out
happen
here
with my
tricking on
friends.
men, bro.
I have
Men
Yeah,
don't like
rarely
them and
seen
they
that
just keep
happen.
trying to buy them and buy them and buy them. I've watched women be tricks. You can't tell me I don't know what I'm saying. If she don't like you,
no
she
one's
don't
saying
like
that there's
you.
no women out there. No one's saying that there's no women out there like that, right? But let's be
Yeah, but
honest.
majority
It's not even the
of men
majority.
spend
It's
money
not.
on women.
It's not
What
even
is the-
half of women would do that.
Okay, so when you say
I-
spend money, what you saying? What do you equate
Like buy
that
them
to?
gifts, jewelry, buying them nice outfits, buying them purses and
No,
everything like
women-
that too. Majority of
Paying
men
for
are the
dates,
ones that
paying
are
for
spending their
trips.
money.
Yo, so tell me
Yeah.
you never seen married women who styled their husband, they clothes came from the woman
Nope.
buying their outfits?
Nope.
With his own money.
Nope. I've
No,
rarely
you
seen
don't
that happen.
necessarily. That
I
could be
have rarely
perceived
seen
as
that
that.
happen.
That could be perceived as
rarely
that.
seen
Women,
it happen.
listen, I'm gonna just drop this gem. Women spend money on men they like.
Okay, that's fine, but not all women do that though.
then she don't like
I'm
you.
not. Nah, it's like, I don't. I mean,
You with somebody a year, 2 years, and they never bought you a gift. Reevaluate yourself, my brother.
but
Well, she need to
right?
revalidate herself too, though. Because if you don't like someone enough to buy them a gift, then why you dating them? Then just break up with them. Then
You said what?
But you also think, right? I mean, gift like your
Okay,
birthday,
wait.
Christmas,
Listen,
great.
let
But
me
let's be
slow my roll
honest,
here.
men do
It's
that.
about
Like
the
men buy
position.
gifts, women on
Let me tell
other
you.
yeah,
days.
Dojo.
Real quick. You said what? Say it again.
It's
I
like
said if a
you
girl's
saying
with you
that.
that
Okay,
long doesn't buy you anything, then why does she just dump you, break up with you? Then if she doesn't like you, according to your logic, if a woman doesn't spend money on you, then
Are
she
you
doesn't like
taking
you.
care of her?
Why does she doesn't break up with you then?
Are you taking care of her? What are you asking dumb
Taking care of her like
questions
what?
for
Like
then?
buying her bills,
Like
buying
whatever.
her phone,
If you're
buying her
adding
stuff.
some kind of quality to her and she's not ready to give it up, why would she give it up?
I'm not saying that. I'm just giving up. So what you're saying that men have to spend a bunch of money for women to give it up? That's what you're saying.
No. You're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
No, that's what you said though. That's literally what you said. Did you not just say that?
What I said is, when a woman likes you, she spends money. That's all I said to you. That's what I said to you. Now you with her for 2-3 years. Every Christmas and Valentine's Day pass by, this girl didn't buy you nothing. Reevaluate yourself, my brother.
Exactly.
You can't be that far deep.
Yeah.
You can't be that deep in.
Now,
You
it's
can't.
understandable if the woman didn't have a job and she's not buying you shit. But there's creative women that's gonna make you things. Like me, I
Write
make
you a
Right.
love
personals.
note, all
I write
types of
letters.
shit if they don't have
I
the
make
money.
That's
cards. I do that for my man.
yeah.
But
Right.
I don't have to do that if he doesn't want that. I don't have to do that. I do because he's my man. No, I do it because I love him. Because I want to do something nice for him. There's some men, it's true what the host was saying. A lot of men don't expect that from a woman to give them things because men are appointed and are made as the provider. The men are supposed to spend their money on women. Men are supposed to be the ones to buy things for the woman, not a woman for a man. That's true. Because that's what I was taught in a Hispanic household. When I wanted to buy my man a PS5, what did my stepmom tell me? No, unless I marry my fiance. I am marrying him. I'm still gonna get him that PS5. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna get him that.
So when I was growing up, Brett,
I grew
and we was in high school, right? And 2K used to come out. Girls used to really buy their boyfriends 2K in college, high school, all of that, right? If you're gonna go discuss this with another woman about buying your man a PlayStation, obviously she's gonna probably prompt you not to, right? But I'm not gonna take away from the fact that women buy things for men they like. Your birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day. Sometimes they could invite, and it also depends on the position this woman is in as well. If you got someone that can't afford it, well then how could you expect it? But if you picked up someone that can afford these things, she will in fact do it if you're treating her right. And she
Here's my
likes you.
thing.
the thing is, I don't agree on that. Like, I understand what you're coming from, but there's women who still buy things for men that don't treat them right. I've done it before. I've done it for my ex. He was abusive to me.
Right.
He treated me
But
like
you
shit.
still liked him. It doesn't matter if he was nice to you or not. You liked him, right?
Yeah, I did.
So
like
you
him.
did it because you liked him. What I said was, women who like you buy things that you like. I didn't say, yeah, obviously, I would assume he would be treating you good. But the moral of the story is, women buy things for men that they like.
I mean, here's the thing where I say I don't necessarily disagree. Yeah, are there women like that? Of course. But what we gotta, I think it's disingenuous to think that all women do. Now, women can find other ways to do it, right? I mean, let's be honest. Women would probably have sex with a man, make him dinner, do other ways that, you know what, that will that would fulfill that love without the buying. And I think a lot of women, I think majority of women do the alternative ways rather than spending their own money.
Okay, so
Right?
I'm gonna agree with you on that because there are women who are out here actively giving their partner an extra party in the bedroom because they like their man. So it might not come in the form of money. It might be coming in the form of the things that he likes. But a woman is going to pour back into you once she likes you.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Guys, that's it for this live, right? I gotta do something else, but you guys are amazing. It was great chatting with you guys. I hope I could chat with you guys more.
It was
often,
nice talking
right?
to you too. At least you didn't cancel me, you know?
No, I think we should all talk, right? So I love you guys talking. So thank you for being here.
Yeah.
For you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye guys. Love it. That was fun. That was interesting. I loved it. Guys, please follow, right? If you guys want to do these more lives and check it out. I'm very respectful, right? I want to create a place where it's respect. I don't call you out your name. I want to have a place where we could discuss topics. Let's be respectful people. I respect you. Hopefully you can respect me. So that's how I go about it. Yeah, we should enjoy, right? Enjoy having a conversation with each other, right? So that's what I want to do, right? So please follow if you guys could. Please check out, my TikTok, my YouTube. Thank you, guys. I love you. All right, later.